Well, let's look on the bright side. I have an excellent segue now into my week.
Do you? Fuck me, bro. I can't believe it. Before we even start, like, we're at the point where I'm just gonna have to, like, we have to do, like, a whole bit now of, can the fucking room hear us? Because if we don't, we just can't. We're not gonna be able to do a show.
Yeah, from now
also,
from
shout
now
outs
on,
to Keith, the no nonsense guardian angel of MHIO for the 2 subs. We appreciate you.
Okay, so, yeah, maybe from now on, we start the stream on the black screen, and we do an audio check.
Yeah.
And I am getting confirmation that we can hear. So, for the YouTube audience, we just streamed about 17 minutes of dead silence as Phil and I talked about spooky creepypasta monsters. And
this is the same thing that happens to us every single fucking time. You walk by my door and I go, "Hey, Max."
Yeah.
Like any time that we
it
come
all
up with
started
bits,
with a single phrase. Hey,
yeah,
Max.
Hey, Max. And then we have like bits that just go on forever, and we go, we can never do this on air.
No, it's already been done.
Because I've always wondered, why the fuck do people do streamer houses? That's fucking why. Because there's content waiting at every corner.
It's always. This is the lamest streamer house. Yeah, it's a streamer 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I remember the pie in the sky ideas we had for setting up one computer specifically to play Russian car crash videos in the corner for 24/7 hours.
Well, originally there was going to be a streamer house, I guess.
Yeah,
that would have been a fun living situation. And I'm gonna be honest, as I've matured with age, I don't want the Russian car crash monitor anymore. I think I've moved past it. And I'd like to elaborate just a little bit, because we're not sociopaths.
No, everybody watches
If you watch Russian car crash, you know it's always a very minor fender bender followed by extreme rage.
Or an incredibly, like, miserable crash
followed by
everybody's fine.
Followed by everyone getting out of the car and scratching their heads. It's always one or the other. It's never. Oh,
my favorite is the guy who was drunk on the dash cam, and he's like, and the car obviously slows down, but he still pretends he got hit and rolls off the.
Oh God, yeah, where the car stops and he walks over and then he leans on the hood and he goes, "Ah!" and he rolls off the car. All right, so we can have that one clip.
Oh,
we don't use the living room too often. I'll just put it on the TV out there on loop.
Yeah. How do you explain what you guys do for fun in terms of content creation? Here it is.
Here it is.
It's us.
Fun.
It's us.
First of all, fun? Question mark. Second of all, this guy.
This guy right here, check him out. God damn it. What the fuck did we even start on?
How's everybody? How's it?
I've never been more like I can't like there's
because that's the rough thing.
The largest combo drop in fucking millennia was one that never started.
Let's go inside baseball for a second.
Yeah.
Is that every time we start a podcast, what I usually try to do, I don't know if it's the same for you, is I'm going to just try to start some random unrelated fucking tangent just to warm everybody up, to get everybody in the mood,
and
get everyone situated.
And we were going through them quick.
Yeah.
It was a good pace. I cannot stress enough to you how much I am upset about this.
It is very hard to like do it again.
It is so difficult.
You get one a day. You get one icebreaker a day.
Yeah.
And if you spend it, then you get this podcast intro.
Fuck me, bro.
But it's okay. I look at the analytics, and I know you guys have already clicked on something else.
Cool.
So.
Oh, what in the fuck? What the fuck did you do this week? I don't care anymore.
Well, it's worth saying that it looks like Cyberpunk isn't going to get delayed, and that's why we were comfortable enough not delaying the podcast indefinitely.
Yes, absolutely.
There were a couple of fake tweets that came out that said it was delayed indefinitely. But here we are.
I was going to say it's like That's a really silly joke to make, and then I made that same fucking joke on my Twitter the other day, and I was like, okay, I just won't step on my own dick with that one. But
It's,
never mind.
I mean,
Granted, I did post it as like Heart Attack Simulator, like, and I just posted a fucking just stark yellow image.
yeah.
So.
I will say, we obviously did it because we're hacks, but least inspired joke of 2020, would you say?
No.
Would you say every brand account tweeting out a yellow square that just says, "Oh, we're just saying hi, but we wanted to do a yellow square today"?
I'll go for easiest joke, Alex. But I don't know about most uninspired, because I feel like we're forgetting
We're
something.
forgetting something
Yeah.
less inspired than that.
Yeah.
Did we make that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's understandable.
God
God.
damn it.
What have I been doing?
Yeah.
Not too much of very much of anything. I've played exactly 2 things.
That's not true. There's 3 whole videos. 2.
Oh.
3.
Oh. Has that all happened between these 2 podcasts?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, I made a couple of videos. One of them I really like. One of them I think is okay, and one of them you can't watch in Europe anymore.
Which one?
Thanks, Fear Factory. It is the racing one. It wasn't my 2 uses of favorite game by the Cardigans. They were cool with the video. They liked it. They sent me DMs on Twitter. It was Fear Factory's terrible cover of Cars.
It's always, and this is what we're being shown now too, with the terrible Twitch DMCA situation that's been occurring, which I think is also a new development, right? Since
yes.
Cyberpunk Shenanigans, yeah. Is it's never what you think. It's almost always the most random song that one fucking guy just owns the rights to, and he just is upset about it.
I think the only one you can reliably predict every single time is if Simple and Clean plays on your stream, you're getting muted.
Yep.
If a Kingdom Hearts opening song gets played on your stream, you're getting muted.
Right.
Otherwise, it's a fucking dice roll whether or not something's going to get muted or not.
Have you been seeing what people are getting muted for? A blender popped off and a Skrillex fucking sound actually got DMCA'd them. I'm not kidding.
No, I believe you. The funnier ones to me are always like, yeah, it was a windy day. Oh yeah, well I owned 20 minutes wind ASMR, so you're muted.
Yeah.
Like, you own wind. You own the wind.
Copyright law in fucking America just needs to just stop.
You got to it first.
That's what it is.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all this ever is.
That's his hustle.
It's ground level.
That's his hustle. It's claiming Foley.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But other than that, yes, 3 videos went up, and I'm proud that I made 3. I'm in between thinking of what the next one is going to be, and it has only gotten more complicated.
I have given him two amazing ideas,
and they are both amazing. And okay. Well, let's. Well,
do you want to save? Okay, which one do you want to save?
I'm not gonna say either, but I'm just gonna say the game.
Okay.
And talk about the game, because again, I played 2 games, like actively played, and that was Osu. I'm sure you've heard.
Yes.
I've been getting back into Osu mania, just clacking the keys. Just
I will wake up at 4 in the morning to go to the bathroom, and it's your.
Just because I need something mindless to pass.
That's why I bought Lumines.
Horrible time. Lumines.
Lumines
Tetris Effect.
Yeah, Tetris Effect was
on
also
Game
perfectly
Pass.
mindless.
I haven't tried that yet, but I've been enjoying that. Been getting better at that. But the main thing I've been playing and the main thing I've been doing is I got 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim. Aegis Rim.
I get it.
Play the game.
I get it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not mispronouncing Aegis. Aegis Rim. They say it enough times.
Yeah.
Which is the mecha game by Vanillaware that came out. It's been out for a couple months.
September.
So like at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Relatively.
In 2020 timeline, yeah. 100%.
2020 timeline. And I'm really, really enjoying it. it is a game that I can say literally nothing about without spoiling anything. It's one of those games. At its core, it is a very, very pretty... If you've seen a Vanillaware game, Odin's Sphere, Muramasa, Dragon's Crown, you know that what they do side-scrollers. So it is a side-scrolling, narrative-driven game where the gameplay or the combat is a... I hesitate to even call it an RTS because of how fast you have to play it. It pauses between turns, but you are controlling multiple mechs on a battlefield, and you're fighting waves of enemies coming in, and it is a lot more in-depth than I thought it would be, and it is extremely satisfying to play, but also it is accounted for maybe 3 hours of my 20-hour playtime. And that is because it is... You know when a game is, like, its events are, like, told out of order?
Yeah.
This entire game is out of order.
It's literally in media res.
No. Nothing in this game is in order. Nothing. Not one. If you pick there's 13 main characters.
Yeah.
You unlock them relatively early on, but you can play them in any order. Their individual stories go in a set timeline. Sometimes they don't. And you know when you're like you're watching a show or you're playing a game and you hit like that halfway point or like right at the start of the third act where a big thing happens and like the whole world is changed forever and like the way you contextualize everything is totally different now.
Right.
Is literally pretty much every scene is that. Every single time you go through like a story segment of a character, the cliffhanger it ends on makes you go, what? Wait, what? Huh? And then you go back to the log. You go back to like, because there's a whole menu. It's just called analysis. And it is all of the events that have been put into chronological order there, which is nice. And then like a list of key terms. And you're like, okay, what the fuck updated? And you check the key terms, you look at the character, and you're like, okay, yeah, I saw that happen. When did that happen? And then you go to the timeline, and like, oh, I thought this was all the way at the end. This is the second thing that happens in the story.
Jesus Christ.
And it has been that for 20 hours. And they keep doing it.
And it's working?
It's working. What do you think this game is? You haven't spoiled yourself.
I've seen a couple of like I've watched a couple of things that have basically
from the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's like the first chapter of the Dude Juro that I watched, and I watched the intro,
the prologue.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you because that all I can hear and all I've known so far is that it's literally every science fiction thing
it is
ever done ever, and apparently it all works.
It is every single possible anime sci-fi trope, just live action film sci-fi trope, novel trope. It is all of them. No one is missing. I thought there was one they wouldn't do, and today they did it, and I still don't know where it's going.
Jesus Christ.
It is every time, like, a chapter will start, and there will be the setup, and you're like, okay, they're doing this trope. I'll just say, there's time travel shenanigans. So
yeah.
This chapter is going to involve, it's going to focus on the time loop.
No, it's not.
No, is it?
It certainly seems like a ride. That's the biggest thing for me that I'm taking away from everything that I've seen from Aegis.
I can say that there is no other game like this. There will never be another game like this, and there should only be one game like this.
Well, can you even feasibly do any other thing like this? I really do feel like, oddly enough, and when you incorporate enough tropes after a certain point, you cannot go back. You cannot create another experience off of it.
There are, for a game with ostensibly like 15 main characters total.
Yeah.
And then like a bunch of nameless side people. Only a couple of locations. I have not played a story of this scope in a video game ever. In terms of just it's trying to do everything and it's doing everything. And you're like, okay, if it's full of tropes, you'd feel like you know what's at the end of the tunnel.
Right.
But every time I think I know it's going somewhere, it's like, yeah, okay, so that event happens third in the story. And it's like, what do you mean it happens third in the fucking story? I have thought I've known what the kaiju are maybe 5 times now.
Jesus Christ.
And every time I'm like, wait, what? And then I go back and I look at everything and I go, wait, that still makes sense. There have been no holes.
It would make... So my thing was always when I looked at, like... Because this game was announced back in 2014.
Yes.
Or 2013. I would say, like, it actually has the same development time as Cyberpunk. And now I know why. It wasn't about the graphics.
This
maybe
game
even
is going
the
to
gameplay.
be. This game is going to be.
It was because they were trying to craft a narrative that, with all those things, that made sense.
It's not Cyberpunk. There are definitely Cyberpunk elements. Again, it does everything. But it makes sense that the game took this long because holy shit, getting this narrative to work and also getting it to work. Because not only is it out of order, but there's no set order for you to even try. It's just like, here's 13 characters. Sometimes you'll hit like a gate, and I have 2 problems with the game. Is that sometimes you'll hit a gate for a character. It's like, okay, to progress this character story further, you have to get to this point in another character story, or get to this point in the combat mode, because they're separate.
Right.
There's a menu, and this is Reflections. This is the story mode. Destruction, this is the combat mode, and they are separate. But sometimes you have to do one or the other. You have to get to a certain point in the story for a character to unlock combat sequences, or vice versa. My problem is that it doesn't gate you enough, and so what ends up happening is that you'll get really invested in a character, and you'll just continue their story, and you'll be like, I'm not hitting a gate. I'm not hitting a stopping point for this character to make me go see any of the other perspectives. So you'll reach a point where you're almost at the end of a character's story, and major developments are happening. And then you'll finally hit a gate, and you'll swap to another character, and it's like, oh man, I'm really hungry. I better go to the cafeteria and get a sandwich. And it's like...
Would you say, okay, so in terms of the game experience, this seems to me like something that can be sabotaged by people who don't necessarily like that. Would you say that this is one of those things
not for
where
everybody.
People, okay. Because I was going to say, maybe is there any worth to somebody putting a guide out there? Or maybe there is a guide out there that just goes, to play this game as close as canonically possible.
Play this character from this percent to this percent,
yeah.
This character from this percent to this percent.
Would that make it worse, or would that be better?
I'd say it'd be medium. I'd say it's not a problem narratively. Every character is constantly getting big revelations that you're not getting from any of the other characters, and they all take place at different times.
Right.
So you'll get... It's not that you're getting spoiled on something. It's just that you're like, okay, this is a big thing that happened. And you'll go to another character, it's like, okay, they're acting like they don't know yet, but I know. But if you're looking in the background and stuff, you'll see that all of these events are happening at the same time. So as far as, like, ruining...
Is there a meta element to it? Because that would be the final trope.
I don't know yet. I will... Well, I can't...
Can't say.
I can't say. I will say it doesn't work from, like, learning story details. The thing it kills sometimes is tone, I guess. There's a lot of moments of, like... Because it is very much segmented. Like, you pick a character and you go through, like, a timeline of events, and then it stops, and it puts you back at the character select, and then you go back into that character. And there are times where you'll have a starting point and then branching paths. You hit square and a branching paths map comes up. And there are times where it'll keep putting you back at the start. But what that means is that you'll go through and you'll get to the end of one path, and then a big revelation will happen. And you're like, oh my god, what the fuck does that mean? You get kicked out and you go back in and you're back at the start of that path. You're armed with the knowledge you had before, both in-game and you, the player. Like, you go back to a same starting point, like, in terms of location and, like, setup, but your character will know what happened in that path you took. And then you use that to get to other paths. So it all builds on each other, but what it means is you'll have this big moment happen, and then you'll go back to something monotonous. And it's not like a ramp and then like a slow, like it doesn't. It's
so
not
the pacing is generally like super off.
The pacing is what you make of it. I've been pretty good at making the pacing seem really good, but if you do like one segment and then go to another character and do their segment and then go to another character and do that segment, then 4 characters in, you will have completely forgotten what that first character was up to just because of how much is happening. But mostly it's an issue. It's a weird tonal thing where
This
like
has to be one of those like things where I would love to hear the background story on how it was created, because I know that like when I think about games that have or just media that has an exceptional amount of lore to it,
yeah,
you're talking about something that like nowadays in the media space would have like hundreds and hundreds of writers like all working in tandem. Maybe not hundreds. I'm sorry, like a couple, like the 50,
a writer's room. Of
yeah,
people,
30 to 50 people like working together to like do something, and like Vanillaware not even having anywhere close to those resources. Where it's, I mean, even with Mr. Kamatami around, like how much, like what happened, like how do you get inspired to create a story? How do you even begin to create a story?
I don't see the through line. I see the through line from Odin's Sphere to this,
right?
But from Odin's Sphere to Muramasa to Dragon's Crown, there's only one through line from Dragon's Crown to this game,
which is big titty anime
and it is
girls.
my other complaint. No, it is one big titty giant ass anime girl who is standing with her back to the camera at all times with her torso turned 180 degrees so you could see both, and it's the same problem I have with Xenoblade 2, which is you can have sexy characters, I don't care, it doesn't fit here. It doesn't. No other character looks like this. It's not used for any story purposes. There are characters that have big titty, and it's a part of them.
Yeah, because like a good point would be people talking about the Tifa thing, right? Where it's like, why does Tifa look so weird in comparison to everybody else? It's like, that's actually because the bartender, like the guy who owns the bar, makes her dress like that. 100% was confirmed canonical. Like that is she is supposed to be dressed like a Hooters girl, basically, and it works because when you walk into the town, it's just everyone's simping on Tifa the whole time. So,
but like it's so out of place and it's so distracting because it is.
Well, Kamatami has to get one in.
He's got, I guess.
He's got to get one in, and the nurse lady seemed pretty okay.
Yeah, the nurse is fine because it's like established in the story. It's like, yeah, all the boys at school have a big crush on the nurse,
right?
And like it's brought up multiple times for story reasons. This other character, it doesn't. She just is like that. And if she wasn't constantly standing with her back to the camera and her whole top body like turned around so you could get everything, it's not like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But every time she walks into the scene, I'm like, all right.
Have we discussed that elsewhere? I don't think we discussed it in the podcast.
Yeah. Do you guys still want to hear about Final Fantasy VII? You're not sick to death at this point.
I mean, hey.
I know you're not.
I'm never. No.
I know you're not. Long story short is that, do I think everyone should play 13 Sentinels?
No.
No. But I think you should try it. Because if you like it, this will be your game of the year. I don't know if you'll like it. Because you've gone on record and saying you feel like anime is bad at telling stories.
No,
And-
I've seen. My biggest issue is the fact that I think, from what I've seen, the localization is incredible. My biggest issue
It's
is
very
that
good.
like Japanese, like the language doesn't translate very well towards, or there's very few people like, and it's one of those things where like the anime part of anime becomes a little blatant in some.
Yeah.
Like a good example would be The Great Pretender. The Great Pretender looks incredible, and I from what I've seen, it's got a Japanese person or like a Japanese writer who has a very Western mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset. So it's like on all sides, everyone can understand and appreciate the humor and everything that's going on in that storyline.
Yeah.
Whereas like some anime, I feel like I really have to kind of like key into the quote unquote comedy aspect of it and go, why is that funny? Oh, because a good portion of the Japanese language is pun humor. Like, I can't really understand that, and like it's not necessarily for me.
Then yeah, there's
So it's like-
there's no pun humor in this. I can
No,
tell you
and
that.
but like in terms of like a storyline and like the localization that I've seen, I mean that's the thing that I always.
Oh, it's not a localization issue. I'm playing with the
Well,
dub, by the way.
I think that I think the Japanese, like for me, the Japanese and Europeans have always been the quintessential storytellers of like most media that I enjoy, because they are the ones who are willing to ask like tough questions that like most Western people kind of like cover the sun with one finger, and if they ever get anywhere close to like being kind of racy or edgy, they just fucking immediately back off because it doesn't fit in with corporate sensibilities. Whereas like Europeans and Japanese people are more than willing to talk about like really difficult stuff, because you know me, I like really weird, edgy, gritty things. Like that's my go-to when I talk about, or like things that are like unique.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd say actually that does remind me one other thing, and I wouldn't count it as a negative. I kind of wish the game was rated M. I kind of wish
because it feels like it's like on the cusp, where it's like
it's so on the cusp, and I don't need it to have a ton of swearing and shit and like gore and violence. I just feel like if it had the M but didn't fully use it,
two.
If
We
it was
got
a-
two this time.
if it was like
The game is fully voice acted,
which
which is crazy.
yeah, and the dub is really good. That's what I was about to say. I'm playing with the dub. Dub's really good. I feel like if I would have liked them to have that M just so they would have the option to push
Yeah.
it a little bit further if they wanted to. But there were times where I forgot this was rated T. Just because of like
The subject matter.
again, the subject matter. It goes to some really crazy, really dark. It goes to really dark places, but like on a brain level. Or,
I don't
like when you there's a lot of existential
micro level.
There's a lot of existential like really horrifying concepts at play
Okay,
in this game.
which is cool.
It's very cool. So I think everyone should give 13 Sentinels a shot.
Yeah, I mean that's like going back around. It's like what I'm saying. It's like from what I've seen, it seems like mature storytelling, so far.
Yeah.
But like when I say things like it's too anime for me, I mean maybe it's a little too shonen for me. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. It
Where
is not.
It's trying
shonen.
too hard to be, which is why I've always wanted to see My Hero Academia, because apparently that's like the anti-shonen.
No.
For some people.
No, it's the shonen.
But, well,
It's the perfected shonen. It's not the anti-shonen.
really.
It is it is everything that shonen does done to a very, very high quality. But it is shonen as fuck. It is not the anti-shonen.
All right. Well, someone explained it to me wrong then.
But it is wild to me, and I'm happy that this got a $60 physical release, because I don't. The fact that this game exists is weird and confusing, but I like it.
They have already said that like this is their last hurrah, which is kind of crazy, but also makes a lot of sense, and it's a shame that it's not making money, because I mean,
You can't sell this.
but I do like that like it's getting notoriety, that people are
Yeah.
turning around and going, no, but really though,
It's
fucking
that,
shut up and watch.
It's that game. You can't sell this game to Joe Schmo. You can't be at like work and talk to your coworker about this game. It's
Yeah.
not. This is the most niche. even if you get past the anime barrier, even if you get past the giant robots, and it's a basically a visual novel that's an RTS. If you get past all of that, the moment you get past the initial prologue, and then you look at that timeline, out. This is a game for like 10 people. But I'm one of the 10 people, and
cool.
You might be too. And I want everyone to at least try it, but I fully understand if someone goes, yeah, I just couldn't. I'm like, yep, all right.
Well, I mean, the first thing that always like popped off to me was I was actually kind of upset that there wasn't going to be like after playing Dragon's Crown, I was like, I can't wait for a mech beat 'em up. But then I saw the gameplay and I was like, but actually though,
I'm so happy.
But
it's not
actually
a beat 'em up.
though, this looks fucking great.
Perfect. This is perfect. It's so the RTS stuff is so much fun.
It looks like, and I looked at it, I was like, everyone just looks like a bunch of dots. I'm like, I don't know why that looks fucking cool as shit. Because you know what it is, the explosion shit.
The explosion
them exploding all just like it makes my brain who likes the big number go up like
the sound design, the rumble, the soundtrack, which we were listening to before the podcast, is all so amazing that it's dots on a map. I've never had this much fun controlling dots on a map. It is so good, and you are constantly doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
The only time there's a lull is when you have taken time to pause and think. Otherwise, everything is constantly spawning and moving. It's good.
My favorite kind of turn-based game is the one that barely is. You know what I mean? Like it's like I can move for the motions and go through it like super fast.
It is no shit the Final Fantasy VII remake combat system for a top-down RTS.
That's sick.
That is what it is.
That's what we just need to call everything. It's the FF7 combat system of this, because that is arguably that we still talk about it. It's the best ARPG. It just is. It's got a couple things that are broken about it, but like
it's good.
It's
really good.
Anytime I sit down and play that game, I'm like, I don't want to like, should I play it right now? Anytime I turn it on, I go, I really want to keep playing because this combat's fucking crazy good.
But I'll stop talking everybody's ears off about 13 Sentinels now, considering that I've said zero about the plot and have only spoken in hushed tones for quite a while now. But just know that I wanted to make a video, and I am recording my playthrough, and that we had two very good ideas, and I'm not sure I can do either of them because fucking God, it's only getting more hard. I can't stress enough. This is my personal hell. I can't even start to talk.
It was a really good idea, though.
If I make a video about this, it's going to be one of those. I just have to pick my poison by the time I get to the end, and it's. Oh my God! I don't know a single other person playing this game.
It's not as well realized as the Kingdom Hearts one. The Kingdom Hearts one was funny. Is really good. I think is the funniest one. It's
the funniest one. That one can't be made. The 13 Sentinels videos, they both can be made. It's just that they'd be so monstrous.
Do we want to bring up the Kingdom Hearts one just because we don't because it's that good? We just don't want to put it out there. About it.
I'd rather continue talking in hushed tones. I don't want to talk about anything in specifics for this entire podcast. I want everything to be weird and vague.
Allegedly.
But yeah. So 13 Sentinels, buy it, try it.
To give Mr. Keith a bit of a we'll go ahead and byline this real quick. We do have is it on our channel or is it on? No, I don't know if we did it for Austin. Did Austin record his thoughts on FF7 as well? Where we were there?
You two were there. I was there for 15, but you two
No, you were there.
Not for 7 remake. Oh, I might have been there for like a second. If anything, it'd be on Go to Bedcast.
Maybe. I'll have to look it up. We have a full, basically, podcast-like thing talking about the storyline of FF7. My thoughts on the Aerith knowing everything canonically, it pissed me off for the longest time. Not for the longest time. It pissed me off, like, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that, like, the idea of many of the major characters coming back to life magically, spits in the face of the general theming of the original, which is that life sucks and you got to deal with it the way you got to, and like everyone's a really selfish person, but they're also like inherently selfish for their own, like, for good reasons, and they're not bad people, but like it's not about people trying to save the world because they need to, or rather not because they don't need to. It's just like everyone has their own reasons for doing what they're doing. And it's like the most human that Final Fantasy has been in a very long time, even past like Boys on Road Trip.
Boys in the Car.
Boys in the Car, because it just deals with so many different things like identity and people's place in the world, religion, and just the military-industrial complex, like literally like very, very poignant, like amazing political points that are just going to get rolled over by, no, everyone's okay now. We defeated Destiny. But in that retrospect, it also means that there's going to be an entirely new kind of story being told because of that, which may lead, because there's still themings that like lead into it, which is why like most of what they're trying to set up for Final Fantasy VII makes me excited, because first and foremost, the idea that the Wutai, the country of Wutai is still like hugely in contention with Shinra is a very big thing. And I think that one of Yuffie's like subplots in the next game is going to be, that she's not, that literally they won't allow her into certain areas because she's from Wutai, which is going to like bring up a lot of the subjects that I really like about Final Fantasy VII, which is it is inherently a very politically driven game. And its story is very much saved by a lot of those really mature and adult elements, which is why I always turn around and I try to like talk about, like, when I ask mature, I'm not saying like I don't want guts and gore and titties, but like sometimes that's fine. But like what I mean is like, is this game gonna make me ask questions after the fact?
Yes.
Is this? Yeah, that's what.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I would like 13 Sentinels.
Yes.
But like in terms of Final Fantasy VII, like I like story themings that like stick with me, which is why I've always said my game of the generation or game of life at this point is Nier Automata.
Yeah. Because
it literally, the very end of the game is about how much you are willing to sacrifice just for the sake of humanity. Mm-hmm. And your role as a human being in the idea of the human condition, which is like cool as fuck, and like the coolest fucking thing that could like to me as someone who just likes stories like that, which is why this one, it seems like they took the fucking trappings of Final Fantasy VII and then just washed over it with a shonen fucking brush. Like, no, we beat the bad guy, everyone gets to live, there's an entirely different timeline where the major fucking dude, like the one dude who was supposed to die is alive.
I'm talking about 7 again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like all this shit gets wiped over, and you're like, what's the fucking point? What's the point of the collapse, which was done very well in this one? The plate collapse is still one of the most like emotionally taxing chapters until you realize, no, Biggs is fine. So is probably Jesse. And also, most of the people in Sector 7 are not dead anymore because we saved them because of Aerith. My problem with that is, at all of that being said, this is the best that Aerith has ever been. This is the literal best. Like, her knowing everything makes her the best fucking character, because she is just like, it's great to see her like come around and like have those feelings of like being friends with everyone and trying desperately to keep things in a way that they're all going to be okay. And for her to know that she still may have to make that sacrifice, it gives her such a like a much more clearly defined motivation for things. And she's sassier in all the right ways. Where like when she used to be sassy, it was just her being an asshole just for the sake of it. Her, it's like, no, she's sassy to get shit done 100%. Like a lot of her attitude and a lot of everything is like, it's built inherently into her character, and she's fucking great. Like, because otherwise I've hated Aerith for the longest time and thought that she was shit tier in comparison to Tifa. Now I can't even, like, I will 50-50 it every time. I can no longer say Tifa's my favorite because they've actually made Tifa's storyline not matter as much in this one, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So those are my thoughts. Is that I am now excited. I hope they don't fucking fumble the ball. It's very easy to fumble this ball that's been given to them, and they probably might. But that's what we said about Remake Part 1. And by God, they fucking did it. So, those are my thoughts. You?
I don't care. I want to play as the vampire man. He shoot gun.
Okay, cool. What else did you do in your week?
Jump. Not much else. Haven't been listening to too much new stuff. And I definitely haven't watched anything. I definitely didn't start watching anything or fall down any sort of rabbit hole worth talking about on the podcast. So, Phil, what have you been up to?
Are you saying you did fall down a rabbit hole?
I've fallen down nothing that is worth talking about. And by the way, boy, is chat distracting. Let's minimize that and not look at them for at least 10 minutes.
Is there something you're not telling me?
So I'm just gonna hit my YouTube subscriptions.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I won't even have to scroll. All right, I don't have to scroll that much. So remember when we thought the cartoons were gonna put us out of a job?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's done it.
It's
happened.
It's been a very interesting few weeks. Oops is what I would say. I'd say oops. If you see any clips popping up in your recommended, don't click on them. Otherwise, you just won't watch other things anymore.
Yeah, I can't. I still can't. I still. Well, the thing is that like I don't watch streams anymore entirely. If anything, I will literally I'll look for a game that I want to look at footage for.
Yeah,
and I'll just look at that.
It's different. So yes, Max. Yes, I watched I fell down the HoloLive hole. All right.
It happened.
It happened, and there were a couple of things that facilitated this. One is obviously there's HoloLive EN came out. There's a lot of English VTubers now, so it's obviously more accessible for me to just pick one and go, okay, let me see what's going on here.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking learn Japanese half the time or wait for Corone's people to translate her.
Then there is the fact that a lot of the people I subscribe to just don't upload much these days. So I've had a lot of free time. I've had a lot of content windows.
I mean, when you so turn the button on, put the face rig on, or whatever they do for it.
Yeah.
Make a bunch of really cute, pretty noises, and play video games. Done. Content in the can.
So no.
No.
The moment, because before I thought that's what it was, where it was just like. All right, so people are watching this because it's a cute anime girl. They make the cute noise. They play Minecraft. All right, fine, whatever.
What the fuck could it be? I need to know.
The day that I'd been subscribed to just Corone, because again I'd seen enough of her clips. I'm like, you know what? She's cute, funny dog. Subscribed just to add my number in there. And then I saw the day that she was streaming Assassin's Creed Unity. For 18 hours one day and 16 hours the next day.
That's not good. I hope she's okay.
She's okay. No, she's okay. She is okay. But goddamn is she dedicated. I went to sleep this morning at like 7 a.m. and she had been streaming this Game Gear or shoot 'em up or something.
Yeah.
And then I woke up today and she was still going. It's not cute anime girl, I guess. And I think from actually sitting through and watching them, and the English streams have helped a lot. Because it started as I put it on in the background because it's 2 hours of background noise. I love long content. That's why I love Red Letter Media so much. Is because they'll just upload like an hour and a half long fucking video. You put it on the background.
All right.
And I'm like, no, they're just entertaining streamers that have these avatars instead of a webcam. And like, again, you watch the funny doggo clip And then the next clip gets recommended, and then the next clip, and then you go down this whole rabbit hole until I'm watching like a 45-minute long translated clip, Krone crying at the end of Klonoa, and about how it was a life-changing game experience for her as she slightly breaks character. And like, it's been weird. It's been weird to, like, from the outside looking in, going like, okay.
Because traditionally, you know why that is? Because traditionally speaking, streamers are kind of fucking ass.
They're not.
We've talked about this before at length. We're like, I mean, so you're not into the Twitch culture like I am.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I've told you before, the quintessential thing that describes what the Twitch experience is going to TwitchCon and then everyone handing me business cards.
Yeah.
Like people who have no business doing that, like handing me a fucking business card and then asking me where mine is and then asking me my channel. Because the first thing that happens is they have your channel name on it on your name tag, so it's like you're already fucking categorized by like whether or not you have a stream personality.
Yeah.
Then again, and then you're like, okay, so what streams do you follow? Like, what people do you follow? And have these fucking people who are like in the like the train wrecks, the XQCs. I think Hassan Abi is like barely like I like him because he's on the left. That's it. Mm-hmm. Like that's about it. And then like, you know, there's occasionally speaking, there's some people that are like worth your time. Like I think Tin the Tap Man is actually the closest I'll get to someone who's normie, but like the wholesome content that comes out of that guy is like hilarious and like really funny. And then I watch Shroud, obviously, because Shroud's good at the game and he's got a very chill attitude. Everyone else is either devoid of personality or what's there is so unremarkable and so just like meh. I don't watch offline TV. I know all of our friends over at MHIO like really like the offline TV crew. I don't watch them, so I can't remark on them. I've heard that they are the best in the biz when it comes to being better. But like, that's why it's like I always generally try to be a little bit more different in how we approach our streams and be a little bit more, I guess, maybe not entertaining, but always, but like at least talking to people, like having a conversation, like involving people as opposed to just like sitting and staring at the screen or like memeing. Because I feel like a lot of people, when you get too big, you just have to let the fucking Twitch chat monster take hold.
They're over there hanging out.
Yeah,
I'll read a donation.
It's 70,000 fucking people who sit there and are just like yelling obscenities and slurs into your ear, but they're all paying you a number of like a substantial amount of money to do so.
So I think the reason why, because again, I hate watching Twitch streams. Like I don't understand watching people play video games, and I know that's funny coming from me. If there's no personality there to go along with it, I would never click on a stream or a video specifically to like I just want to see this guy who's good at a video game.
Which is also what defines why Dr. Disrespect got so many fucking people to like join on his train. Because
I guess that personality doesn't do it for me.
No, it doesn't. But for the unfortunate amount of like gamers with a hard R, you know what I'm saying? Like those dudes, like that personality like hits very hard for them. So
that's why like the only streamers that I can say that I actively watch and listen to are Vinny Vinesauce and Germa, because Vinny is constantly doing weird, different shit, and Germa had a Twitch chat run carnival. So
Germa's the one that I have like seen stuff on, and I think it's just it is so much more interesting to see because it really is the definition of a man throwing things at a wall and hoping something sticks, which is fantastic.
There was a whole stream where he set up cameras and had a fake family Thanksgiving dinner that was like scripted and like that's the shit I like to see. Because guy talking about video games, it's why you get upset at me because I try to like not push the envelope, but I'll have an idea and I'm like, that's not like big enough, or that's not.
But you know, the difference is that what you're doing is that you're doing hyper niche content that it's not going to go anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you, is that like, it's like our ideas are funny, but only funny to us because we are hyper fans of this thing.
Yeah.
Like the Kingdom Hearts idea, once again,
is impossible.
It's
impossible.
And it's the funniest fucking thing.
That one isn't gonna happen.
It's the funniest fucking video idea that makes all the sense in the world. And the Patreon bit is my favorite part of it.
The Patreon bit's funny.
And it's in that the idea that it's like literally like
you guys will never know. You'll never know.
No,
You're not allowed to know.
Yeah. Unless the only reason why he's saying that is just in the off chance that this does pop off, he's going to do it.
I'm going to do it.
He's going to do it.
But point being is I like to try new things.
We'll tell you later, Keith.
It's like sure. I don't want to just be man talking into a camera or talking about video game. I that's why I don't like just. I like doing more than just playing the video game on stream.
Yeah, but the thing you got to realize is that so when you talk about VTubers and what you're saying and how you enjoy them, they're not inherently different from what everyone else is doing. It's just that they have a personality that bleeds in from their own.
But that's not true. Because the other reason is they're probably some of the most hardworking people in content creation because it's not just live streams. It is writing music and performing music. It is hosting shit like this on the side.
Idols?
HoloLive is an idol company.
Oh, I definitely don't like it. 100%. Idol culture is completely toxic. I definitely am not a fan of that. That sucks. Especially considering the fact that what happened to that person who got banned for saying something. No, that sucks. I'm glad you're having fun.
No, they separated. I'm pretty sure they separated.
I'm glad you're having fun. This is exactly my problem. It's Pretty Anime Girl working 18 hours at a time. Sure, because she wants to, but come the fuck on.
No, that's just her. It's not like they're not assigned hours.
Are we sure?
Yes. Because again, I was curious. I went down the rabbit hole of researching, okay, what is the idol part? What is the idol part of this? I'm like, okay, obviously the parent company is taking a cut of all these super chats.
Idols cannot do whatever they want. You're a liar. Don't do that.
That is in fact not true.
That's
regular
not
regular idols definitely can't. Like just singer performers.
Like idol culture is very bad. Like it is super fucking toxic.
Real you have to do I think it's
Claire says Holostars have assigned hours.
To stay in HoloLive.
Uh-huh.
You have to do I think 3 streams a week.
Okay.
At your streamer job.
That's fine.
Most streams go for like an hour to an hour and a half a day.
That's
maybe.
Fine. Yeah.
Everything else is if you don't want to release an album, then you just don't release an album. The shitty idol part comes down to the payment, which is
well that sucks.
Is yes, super chats. YouTube takes their like 30 to 50% cut, which holy shit, I guess. Well, no, because super chats are donations.
Yeah.
So that shit sucks. And then HoloLive takes a cut out of that. But from what I was going through, like the whole, if you wanted to audition and join as HoloLive, the female group, or HoloStars, the male group, it is you are assigned you're assigned an avatar, you're assigned an artist to design your avatar. You have to meet 3 streams a week for like a year.
Okay.
You have to show that you have a history of putting content out.
Mm-hmm.
And that appears to be it. Why would they need to force you to work when you're bringing in that much money in super chats per stream?
Well, so that swings me around to a question of like, how successful is every individual Holo tuber then? Because if they are all just as successful as one another, I mean, with Karani-chan being the de facto possible,
no, she's not. The shark is. Gargura has amassed 1.5 million subscribers in a little over a month. She is the first to break 1 million.
Okay.
Ever.
As long as we don't hear in the next year some giant fucking controversy.
The moment that happens,
where Manager Chan shows up and does some awful things, or take some shit from the girls,
The moment
I will 100% turn around and go, enjoy your anime girl streamer.
No, the second that happens, I'm out.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the reason that I like it is because the people running the streams are clearly working so hard, and it appears to be because they want to.
Well, okay, that's just the thing. That's not to sit there and say that there aren't content creators out there who aren't working terribly hard.
They're not cute.
That's it.
That's the second.
That's what I'm saying, though. It just goes fucking back.
No, but that's the second half.
God damn it.
That's not the full thing, but it's a part of it. I don't care how... Look, Tim the Tap Man might have the biggest dad energy ever. He's not cute.
He's not.
Why would I watch him?
He's not.
What can I get from that? Point being, it's weird.
It's what we said last time. In a sea of people, of humans with humanity, they are, as anime girls, far removed from it because anime can do anything it wants. It just can. Because at the end of the day, it is cute no matter what. Like, you can say, oh, well, it's this, and that. It's like, no, motherfucker. It's always Korone-chan Ikambokum. Ikambokum is always going to be the thing that brings you back.
It helps. I do like Ikambokum.
You can basically spin as many things as you want. It is cute anime girl make funny noise. That's all it is. No, which is great.
No, because my favorite ones aren't the ones that make funny noises. They're the ones that just talk.
I don't believe you.
I do.
You have to share them to me because I don't believe you.
I will. I'll 100%. Send it to you. I'll send you. Man, I got you. Point being is I get what the hubbub's about now.
I understand it 100%. I never not understood it. It is a much needed breath of fresh air in a content environment that is replete with really toxic and acerbic personalities, mine included. I get it. Sometimes people don't need the fucking smack of reality in the face. But occasionally they do. And that's where it's like, I think that, like, I'm fine with the HoloTuber thing being what it is. But I think that people trying to explain it as more than something that it's not is weird to me. It's just, I cannot. It is always going to be, like, it's just like, why do you watch people on stream? Oh, because they're funny. That's it. Or they're entertaining. It doesn't need to be more. The HoloTube shit's the only thing I've had several people turn to me and try to explain an entire thesis statement, and I go, no, funny anime girl do haha. Just fucking just deal with it. Why do you have to defend yourself?
I'm
not you in particular.
I'm just saying it is fine to like it as something that is more than a funny haha, as someone who has now consumed content. And I was sitting in that chair. I was literally we literally would have conversations. It's like, yeah, the funny haha cartoons are going to take our jobs, man. Yeah, funny Ikambokum, like.
Well, we don't have,
we're not funny. So it would be an improvement.
Yeah,
but
100%.
For most cases, it was funny cartoon take our jobs.
Yeah. Well, because here's the other thing too, right? And the thing that I fear is that, the one thing that I will always take away from this is the same situation, and the reason why I'm looking at it in a kind of negative light is what happened with Project Melody.
No. Oh, that.
So Project Melody is obviously on the adult side of that affair, but there's a massive disconnect between people online who just do not respect real women. Like, at all. And I know that this seems kind of like removed from it, but the problem is it's intrinsic to the problem.
Are you ready for the max qualifier? I should be the only one allowed to watch VTubers.
Okay, there you go. There we go. There's my fucking issue. Right fucking there. Right fucking there. Is at the end of the day, it's like, it's okay when anime does it, but when girl do, she-ho. She-ho. No money for ho. But cute Ikambokum, dog. Get money.
Oh, I cannot stress enough. I'm the only one who should be allowed to consume content. It should just be me. I'm the only one mature enough to handle it. It's just me.
No, I'm not talking about the artist problem, but that's another fucking issue entirely, too. Like, that's a whole nother fucking...
Don't
worry about it.
I don't know about that.
It's just like... The problem that I have with these kinds of things is that on the surface, they are all very nice. Everyone has the little takeaway of being like, maybe it's because I've been in this fucking hole for so long that I can see the writing on the wall. And I've dealt with people, and I know people or women who are in the industry who still deal with like miserable amounts of backlash for having the audacity to walk around with a fucking vagina, and the idea that like we're still living in a day and age where there are people turning around. The videos that constantly keep being posted on my thing are greedy streamer versus cute Corona-chan dog, and that's what's happening. Is that there are people who are basically trying to put every single content creator into one fucking like jar and go, this one woman represents all of them, and that's all it's ever been. That's the miserable part about the Hololive thing, is because it's like it literally is the idol culture thing. The music industry and the industry behind it is intrinsically miserable, and so are the people who follow it. But haha, cute, funny anime girls say ikum bokum. That's all we care about. So I think about it on a more intrinsically like a level of, I would be okay with this if people weren't so shitty to women and people and content creators in general. Because that's the thing, is like, how does this there literally is no separation other than like the anime girl. It's okay, she's entertaining, but there are several other entertaining personalities out there who are not making it and are dealing with the same kind of bullshit. Yeah. Not to say that there aren't YouTubers or VTubers out there who aren't getting hit with that nonsense, but more often than not, it does come down to the black-pilled incels running around going, cute, funny dog.
Yeah, again, I should be the only one. That's it. No, that is a different. In my brain,
and that, I want to put that. I'm not trying to shame anybody for liking HoloTube. I want 100%. These girls are doing an amazing and incredible, cool thing. I like that a lot.
We just wish that the 3D ones were also being treated with the same level of respect. I was going to say reverence. I meant, but I guess respect is a cool baseline.
Right. When anime girl put titties on stream, and there are a lot of them that I've seen.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
When girl put titty on screen.
Yeah.
She ho.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Like,
but as someone with the basic understanding that there's no difference, for me personally,
right?
I like the cute cartoon stream.
And this is why I always, when I come back to the VTuber argument, it's always the fact that people try to tell me it's different. It's not. It's you just hate people. Like you like.
Okay, well, yes, I hate people.
Okay, but you hate people because
I'm miserable.
Because you're miserable. And you shouldn't, because you're a great guy.
I know. I'm great. So I fucking hate people.
But that's the thing, is that like I get it. Some people are gonna say lighten up, but that's the same kind of mentality that happens that allows these poor girls, if there ever is a point where this does get monopolized, to get fucked with.
No. I think I enjoy it more than just funny cartoon does a funny thing.
And I'm sure that's
and if
true.
if I like looked around, I'd find other streamers
because
that I felt the same way about.
I've seen clips of the Shark Girl. Shark Girl's genuinely funny. There's a lot of funny things that she does, and I Am Die Goodbye Forever is still the funniest fucking thing.
My final message
is I Am Die Goodbye Forever is still really funny. And so is Have Confidence, No Confidence. Yeah. There's a lot of bangers from Corone's chat that go beyond Ikum Bokum.
Yeah.
Like, I like the fact that Ikum Bokum Girl is my favorite and still, like killing it. But, like, in terms of just what it represents and the streamer sphere as a whole, where we still don't... People's idea of what content creation is and who should be heralded as, like, actual real content creators or people who are just trying to make, like, scam people out of money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It seems to me like anyone with a fucking brain could sit there and see, oh, there's an entire company with a list, like an application process, and you have to make a character and do this and do that, and see the pure corporatization of content creation as a whole and go, wow, I love this. and then look at someone who's trying to do something on their own and go, yeah, but she's wearing a low-cut shirt, so she's a slut.
Yeah, that's not even a conversation I'm even close to having.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, is that, like, the problem is that the conversation's not being had.
No, I know.
So, because of that, I can't look at this and go, I'm happy for everybody.
No, there's a reason that when I'm watching, I look at the chat and I hide it, because I'm like, it's a chat of hypocrites, goodbye. You're not here. There's one viewer.
Yeah.
But
that will be my final takeaway, is VTubers are great. I've always spoken at length about how character streamers are some of the coolest fucking things out there. They have some of the more unique and positive streams on the market. That being said,
just also respect real people.
Yeah, literally respect people.
You don't have to watch them. You don't even have to watch them.
You can't turn around.
Just
I get the idea of like looking at like the everybody saying like, oh, well, you know, XQC and Trainwreck TV and all these fucking really toxic individuals yelling at each other. That's different. That's a different fucking like headspace. I understand why you hate that.
Yeah.
But like, that's not the traditional content creator. It just never was, never will be. And the idea that those content creators are still trying to play the game of respect, it's just shitty. It's shitty, and I don't want it to be that way.
Yeah. No.
And it shouldn't take a fucking anime YouTuber face to make it.
I think that is just more of a problem. It's that gamers online are still really bad. They haven't gotten a patch yet. They could really use like a nerf. I think that's.
I don't think we're gonna have. I don't think. I mean, in terms of that's not gonna happen for years.
People are just gonna be shitty forever. You say years? No, forever.
No, you're right. Humanity is shit.
It's forever.
We used to throw women inside of fucking moats because we thought they were witches, and if they drowned,
and now we send them super chats. Hey, what have you been up to?
I have impatiently awaiting Cyberpunk, because we are now at the point where it has been pretty much confirmed that Cyberpunk is going to be actually in our hands at some point. It's actually in the hands of people right now. I know you're shaking your head, but there is leaked gameplay. There are people who are playing the game. It is confirmed 60 frames per second on the next-gen consoles, which is great.
Cool.
On the PS4 Pro and PS4, not so fucking much.
Yeah.
The PS4 Pro footage I saw, it seemed like it run fine, but the world needed to wake up, wherein there is a moment in the Nomad playthrough where the player character is starting off by looking in a mirror. That was the wrong thing to do, because you actually see the model like phase in, torso, body parts, and then the clothes right after, because there's a naked body underneath. And then everything else phases in, and okay, game's playable.
That sounds pretty cyberpunk to me.
It does, though.
I think that's just how mirrors work. Did you just say that's pretty pog?
Punk.
Okay. You get one. All right.
But other than that, I have just been kind of like, I've been dealing with a lot of unfortunate personal medical issues that now I'm finally getting a hold of.
Oh yeah.
Your boy has hypertension, really bad, which for those of you who don't know is high blood pressure. What do you think the normal like high level blood pressure is?
You're really testing that pre-med I was in middle school.
Yeah, you were 140. What do you think mine was?
Like
the night when I went to the emergency room, it was 200.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
I forgot the bottom number, but it was like not good. So there is a situation where I show up and I hate this. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I hate this now. It's this fucking this level of something like you get a reading, you hear the reading go off, and they look at you and they go, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah." Yeah, I'm fine. Is everything okay?
So my brain went to look at the chart, look back at you. Yup. And then like, that's my greatest fear, is going to like a doctor and then like taking a test and walking with a clipboard and looking at me and going, yeah. and then putting the clip like.
Well, obesity, unfortunately, is an incredibly normal thing in the fucking States. So, like, a lot of people, even people who are obese, don't necessarily have high blood pressure.
Mhm.
It's just that, like, because of the quarantine and a whole bunch of other shit, my diet has been, like, sometimes okay, sometimes really shitty. And that shitty part of the diet has finally caught up with me as my body has decided to go, yeah, you just salt. You can fuck off from that for a little bit for now, buddy. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely one of those fucking weeks where it's like you sit there and you have to go over your own mortality. And it's unfortunate because I've been watching the Cyberpunk Reddit, and the thing that always keeps getting brought up is like this poor kid, like I want to say like 7 days ago, lost his life just to a heart attack. And thankfully the Cyberpunk Reddit has like really taken to supporting him and his family, because it was a father who came over to it and was like, yeah, you know, me and Johnny, we're going to play Cyberpunk together. Here's a picture of him. He just lost his life with his, you know, girlfriend in the bed. Like, he had a heart attack or something.
Jesus.
And like, there's a surprising, and I go back and it's not just Cyberpunk. Like, it's games like Kingdom Hearts and like even Shenmue.
Yeah.
And people are like, and there's always a comment in one of the trailers. There's always like, shout out to those who wanted to play this game but didn't make it to 2020. And you're like, fuck, that's fucking heavy. Like,
that's
heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even personally, like my boy, I remember talking to Mikey about Cyberpunk and him us being so excited about it, and then he's gone. Yeah. And it's like that's where my mindset was. So when I was off the whole week, I was like, should I stream? Nah, I'm going through ego death right now. I think I'm going to stop.
You should have played I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Ooh, no. Yeah, let me really cement the fucking existential dread as hard as humanly possible with nanograms of hate.
You're right. Maybe not the best for blood pressure.
So, other than that, I keep wanting to do the playthrough for Final Fantasy VII to get like the video up. We are just inching closer and closer. And now that I know that Cyberpunk is actually releasing on Wednesday, Wednesday 7 p.m. Eastern.
In theory, yeah.
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
I've decided I'm just going to kind of like put that on the byline and just completely dedicate, because I have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Mm-hmm.
So the Cyberpunk playthrough will just be for the next however long, and hopefully I can get close to what is considered an ending. Do we have an hour count? Has someone not yet
finished it? No.
But they have also said that this will be one of the first games in which, like one of these kinds of games where you don't have to complete the mainline story to see credits. So apparently there are subquests that will literally change the way that the game, like the main storyline, is done, to the point where you can beat the game at different junctures.
If you eat that fish in Nier,
you do.
You see some credits.
You see some credits. So, which is like cool that you don't have, like, they have finally decided to start taking on the idea of like mainline storyline doesn't necessarily have to be your storyline, which is really the idea behind it.
Well, no, it's the opposite. Is that the mainline storyline doesn't have to be set in stone. It could just be your story of you going.
What I meant was it doesn't have to be the one that you. We said the same thing, opposite ways. What I meant was like the idea. It's like you don't have to like, you know, doing that. They said the story isn't as long as The Witcher 3. No, but there are more endings. So, yeah, I've been looking forward to that. I've been actually slowly but surely reliving and replaying a game that maybe might not be good for my blood pressure now.
Yeah, hell of a time to go back.
Hell of a time. But it hasn't been as bad, mainly because there's now a new meme in the MHO chat, which is at the end of every league session, you can honor somebody for a particular thing, whether it be shot calling, they were a good teammate, or they stayed tilt proof. So now every single time, even win or loss, Matt goes, I'm going to give this to Phil because he stayed tilt proof. and that meme is enough to bring me back from hitting my glass desk whenever I
Speaking of hitting your glass desk, did you Kool-Aid man your way through a wall earlier? What the hell was that? I like called out to see if you were okay and you didn't answer. There was just this giant crash.
God damn it, I can't. Oh, I didn't want you to bring it up. No, I was pooping. and I slipped when I tried to get up. So I fucking fell forward and ate shit super hard. Not literally.
I mean that's fine. I told you yesterday. I tried to get up and my stick tried to kill me because I leave it right here, leaned up against my desk underneath. Yeah. And I got up and I guess it just fell and hit me in the heel, and I fucking fell right onto the floor over there.
I was like, "Are you okay?" And you go, "Ow, ow."
So there. So the balances have been equalized.
You know, you're done. You're just like, all right, time to get up and pull my pants up. And oh no,
see. I just laid there. That's what if I fall, I just lay down.
No, when I fell a couple of weeks ago, on the 30th before Christmas or for Halloween, people just kept walking by and it was me dead ass on the concrete, and they were like, "Are you all right?" And I go, "Just thinking."
Just
trying to parse what just happened. I'm fine.
There have been situations at work where I will just eat shit and not get up, and people will be like, "Max, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah."
My body fine, but my brain hurt.
I fell on my soul. Irreversibly damaged.
Oh my god. You know what the worst part is? It's not the first time. It's always after I shower. I think I wet everything's fine, everything's dry, and then it's like, because the way my shower is right next to my toilet, so then I just I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, trying to get up, and oh god, I almost fucking died.
Get yourself one of those life alerts, man.
Don't fuck around. I will do it, and it'll be to your phone.
No, it's supposed to call an ambulance. The hell am I gonna do? Point and laugh? That's not even like a moral support line. That's like
Christ almighty. I feel like I have subscribed to more people in my time. Michael Does Life, I think we've brought up before.
Yeah.
He is on his now Cyberpunk 2077 rants. There is now a 2-hour stream, and yeah, I get the joke, but occasionally I'll just clue in, and it's insane how many people do not get it. Like, they still don't understand the joke, and it's like there
is always a part of you that has to wonder if it's not a joke. And this is definitely,
I have the opposite.
95% a joke. This is 95% a joke.
Right.
But there's always that 1% chance where it's like, what if
it's not?
What if it's not? Because generally now I see something, I'm like, you're joking. You're probably joking. But the 1% never goes away.
I have the opposite, where it's like, well, someone will present like a real quote unquote, this is a real thing that happened, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. Like, I can see it. Because like every other viral video that we've heard about in the past has come out, and people were like, actually, yeah, like we talked about it before, the Sid Snap thing.
Yeah.
Where like I thought that was a real thing that happened, that she did, and it turns out that she was just memeing.
Yeah.
And just executed so brilliantly that apparently people just put it in every cringe compilation ever known to man. And it's just like,
no, what I'm saying is, like, first gut reaction is like, yeah, no, you're kidding. This is probably memes. Like, no, dude, they're serious. I'm like, no, they're not. But I'll be asleep and I'll wake up in a cold sweat and I'll be like, but I don't know 100% for sure. And if they come out and say they were memeing, they could be lying.
They could be lying. 100%.
They probably aren't, but it's a non-zero chance.
I don't know if I brought them up for Corridor Crew, the guys who do like all the they used to work with Frankie Wong.
Do you mean Corridor Digital?
There's a channel called Corridor Crew.
I see.
And specifically, they have a React series that's actually really fun, which is the animators react, VFX artists react, stuntmen react.
I've seen one for the Scorpion King.
Yeah, those are actually really neat because it's like a different React series than anything else because it's actually people who've worked in the industry who sometimes bring some of their own work to like show the ins and outs of it, and that's. If you like behind the scenes shit, like I really, really love seeing the development of like media in general.
Yeah.
Definitely give those guys a sub. It's a very fun series, and they have a lot of really cool ideas. They also just recently released a video that was very, very interesting called "How to Create a Camera That Works as Well as the Human Eye," and it's like a whole lot of science. That's like super cool.
It's like a Vsauce episode.
Kind of, yeah. It's like they have it in the thing of like, okay, you know, we're Steve Jobs trying to present a whole new eye product. How do we do it? And they literally talk about the science of it. And it's super cool. It's a very cool thing.
Yeah.
Mainly, you know me, it's always music. Selected is a wonderful YouTube channel that has a lot of really amazing house music content, deep house, a lot of tech house, a lot of really, if you like house music that is very groovy and very atmospheric, Selected is for you. There is a literal like hour to 2 hour long mix done in I want to say Iceland, and it's like they're surrounded by miles of like the black rock, the sheet black rock, and there's just a abandoned fucking airplane out there, like part of a fuselage that they put up their logo behind, and it's just them DJing out in the fucking wilderness, and it's cool. It's a fucking sick set.
Is this cool a Death Stranding reference?
Fuck, maybe. Okay. I don't know.
Okay. Will their songs appear in the next Kojima game?
No, but speaking of the next Kojima game,
I'd rather not.
Bring Me the Horizon has just recently released their latest album. I forget the name of it. But it's got a lot of really amazing people, and it's produced by Mick Gordon. So their
that
latest
name is not trigger for me.
Really?
It's not. I like Mick Gordon's. I like Killer Instinct soundtrack. I like it. I think some of the songs are really good. I
personally like all of his work. All of his work has been pretty fantastic.
But you remember, I was standing in your room, and you were showing me Doom songs. I'm like, that sounds like Doom. I think they're great within the context of the game. I think they're fantastic in the context of the game.
Yeah.
And I would probably never listen to them outside of that.
Oh, I listen to it. I think I listen to it outside of it because I like really hard rock music.
I know.
So like
I need a very distinct melody. I need like a I can't.
I deign to show you Kingslayer after this because I don't know if you've heard Kingslayer.
I'm pretty sure I may have at some point.
You may have.
Because I used to, the person who would drive almost as much as I did back in college would play.
This one's new. It's like, it's Bring Me the Horizon and Baby Metal.
I don't like baby metal.
I know. But
I respect baby metal.
Yeah. But I promise you it's a banger. It's pretty goddamn good.
Sure.
But yeah, Select has been really good. Bring Me the Horizon's new album is fantastic. Other than that, I've just been getting back into Sewer Slut. Sewer Slut's really good if you like really cool atmospheric DMB. You've heard Sewer Slut. It's Mr. Kill Myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Kill Myself is
I never subscribed to that channel. But it keeps showing up in my feed.
It's some really good stuff.
I like really it a lot. I just don't want all that downer shit.
It's it's super downer. Like it's definitely
you read the description and it's like,
well, it's a song called Mr. Kill Myself.
Well,
like
you're making PlayStation 1 drum and bass. I don't care. I get it. I get that. I don't need flavor text for my music. Get it out of here. Go away. So I like Spotify. You get a title and you don't even have to look at it.
And then, of course, I've been also listening to a lot of DJ Shadow as well, and the acid jazz genre, which is pretty fucking great. So I know we just saw that copy pasta. We're not going to read it out loud.
I'm not reading that.
We're not reading it out
Thanks
loud.
for the channel points. I don't know what that means, and I don't know what those are, and I don't want you to tell me. I like acid jazz a lot. I know, everybody. Shocker. And I liked acid jazz before the big game with all the acid jazz in it came out. Acid jazz is very cool. When I tell people I like jazz, that's usually what I'm referring to. Is that like I don't like big band stuff like that much. I appreciate it, but freeform jazz I do think is kind of a mess. But acid jazz is very, very nice, very good.
Well, it's like, you know, the thing I was really interested by the other day was when you guys were talking, you and Jesse were talking about like remove genres, and I was like, no, because like there's a lot of really amazing stuff that comes from different subgenres that just wouldn't happen.
I just know that every time I call something drum and bass, and you're like, well, actually, it's electro pop. I just want to slap you. I know, so
but
angry.
It's inherently different. Like there's things that make it like different.
I told you the solution. If it's made on a computer, or it involves a computer in any way, it's electronic music.
But if you show me a song and it's actually neurofunk, and I get to introduce you to the genre called neurofunk, like, do you not want to know what the fuck that means? Like, that sounds cool as shit.
Not really.
You're a fucking maniac.
I like the combination of words. You can tell me neurofunk. Like, you could say that series of words to me, but the moment I have to pull up some fucking jackass's Spotify playlist, and, like, most of it is just, like, the same songs in there twice because only 3 people listen to neurofunk.
I don't go on Spotify. I think the one thing I will always feel really weird about is everybody is talking about, like, they're sharing that thing. I think you shared one too.
Yeah.
Where it's like the Spotify wrap up. I don't use Spotify.
I just wanted everyone to know that the Queen was at the top.
Lisa. She's great.
She's great.
She's
and it's
good.
not the song you think. Spotify is just nice and convenient. But the main reason I got it was a lot of podcasts I listened to ended up on there, and like.
Oh yeah, we should probably do something about that.
Yeah.
I keep looking into it. Maybe this might be the one. Who knows? The one that starts off with no intro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're back to that again. I'm still pissed.
I
hold grudges. I'm sorry. Even against myself. Oh, God. Speaking of holding grudges, there's got to be something here. There's got to be something here.
Speaking of holding your grudges, just know that the mailman changes like every day. So if you walk outside and your PS5 has been replaced with a Magic Bullet blender, don't yell at the next mail person.
What a
it
fucking
might not
shame.
Be them.
What an absolute fucking miserable
Can I just
thing
say,
because
I've been in the trenches this
Yeah.
whole time, just don't launch the console yet, maybe. Just wait. You sold them.
You can't.
I know.
That's not how investors work.
I get it, but I don't care about investors.
I don't either. I agree. Fuck them.
I just think that obviously it's weird. We're in weird times. There must have been a better way to do this. There must have been. And
there always is. It's like I still like your idea.
The one I always go back to is buying a console should be the same way as buying a fucking plastic anime figure.
Also, I do think that they just need to allow pre-orders to happen entirely.
Yeah.
Like, you should just be able to, like, you don't wait for it anymore. Their new thing should be you can just continue to quote unquote pre-order the console, and then when you're next in line, have it manufactured for you.
That's what I'm saying is, yeah, they make as many as they get pre-orders and then some extras, obviously, just in case something fucks up. And then like maybe so the first couple like tens of thousands of people who order one, you're getting this on launch date. And as the pre-orders keep coming in, it's like, okay, you got your pre-order in after this amount of people. You can expect your console around this time in this little window. You can expect your console in this window. And then as more pre-orders come in, because obviously if everyone pre-orders at once, you can't make that many consoles. I get it.
Right.
You probably should, but you can't. You can still dole them out in like waves, but just let everybody pre-order it. Because if that's the case, if you know that you're getting it eventually, then you don't have to rely on the jackass that pre-ordered like 1,000 of them so that he could sell them to you for a huge markup.
Right. Which reportedly, apparently, someone also made $40,000 doing this.
Yeah, because it works.
Yeah.
My kid...
It's getting to a point where no one's going to do it right now, but like it's... I mean, at the time, originally speaking, it's starting to fucking slow down.
My kid wants a PS5. He needs a PS5 for Christmas. He needs it. Yeah. How much? 1,000? He needs it. Whatever. He's going to fucking bitch and moan.
Which, by the way, got my hands on one.
PS5?
Yeah. On both the Series X and PS5. The DualSense controller is cool.
Wow. I thought we were getting one. I thought this was like a surprise house present.
No.
Wow. All right.
I'm sorry.
I don't care about your story. Well, you go to a Best Buy? I can drive to a Best Buy.
No, I went to my friend's house.
I can go to your friend's house. That's not fun.
Oh,
anyway,
my bad.
Anyway.
My bad.
Tell me about your sensitive controllers.
My sensitive controllers. They're very sensitive. You know what it is? It's the Switch haptic feedback. That's about it.
I was going to say, there's no way Rumble can be life-altering.
It is. The problem is that the showcase for it, Astro's Playroom, which, by the way, is actually really fun. Yeah. Like, aside from just being like a little demo showcase. I mean, it's a whole game. But it is a very fun game, but like it is just rumbling in your hands constantly. Yeah. So it's really cool to kind of at first feel like your footsteps, and it's like you can feel the springy texture in his like steps. Yeah. And then like the zipper thing is still pretty fucking weird. Like it's weird because it just feels like you are physically putting a zipper up and down. Okay. There's the one where it's like you hold on to it. The thing that blows me away more is the adaptive triggers. The adaptive triggers, I actually had to like use weight, like force. So it's weird because it's like when your character is like physically, like in Astro's Playroom, there's a mechanic where you have to pull something, like a cord. When you're physically pulling that cord, I was like, okay, and I'm using my normal, like how much force you put to like a trigger, right? Yeah. And I'm going, it's not moving. Oh, and I actually had to like pull down, like whole ass pull down, and like I felt it like actually with the haptic feedback, like you could feel it being pulled back, and then you could also put like 6-axis and shit in there. You could actually pull it back by holding it. So like, really cool idea-wise. I wouldn't play a whole game like that unless it was like a 2 to 3 hour affair, maybe.
That's a great thing for experiences.
Yeah.
But I don't want the trigger to resist me when I'm trying to rev the Red Queen. I just want to pull the trigger. I don't want to fucking... The idea that it rumbles a little bit to get the perfect timing down sounded cool. Yeah. I'm turning that trigger shit off immediately.
Well, because you know what else is weird about it? Is that I almost thought I was breaking it every single time. Because
how strong could the gears be? It'd have to like... It would...
No, you have to put like the force you would pull like a normal trigger, which is about 5 to 6 pounds of force.
Yeah, but like it has to feel like you're breaking plastic.
Yeah, no, it totally does.
It's plastic.
It feels because you can hear the click too. It's like click, and I'm like, I'm breaking this fucking thing in my hand.
Yeah,
but the form fit is really good, like everything else. As far as the system goes, the problem that I thought everyone's going to run into is happening to my friend. And it's very upsetting. I mean, he has a digital version, rather. Yeah. He has like 7 games on it. Yeah. He has no room. Nothing else. Yeah. He could only play those 7 games. He had Spider-Man. We saw Spider-Man. Locked 60. Yeah. Looks incredible at 60 frames per second. My God.
Can only imagine.
It is unbelievably good looking. Dummy fast loading. I think across both the Series X and the PS5 they have insane load speeds. Like, you know how like starting up a PS5 they'll have like that thing where it's like in rest mode you can have your game still running.
We watched the
whole
comparison video set to ukulele music or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, but it's like weird just because like we're having a conversation and like he's like loading it up and we're just talking and he's like I look over and he's already swinging. And I'm like, oh. But then, like, that thing we were talking about with the logos, that totally was a thing.
Yeah.
The logos don't appear.
Okay.
Like, the fucking, the front, the splash logos, they're gone. Because the game loads too fucking fast. So, like,
yeah.
which is insane. No other, we wanted to play Dark Souls, we didn't have it. Or Demon Souls, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Both consoles, the PS5 is fucking huge. Think we knew that? You think you know that until you see it? I mean, motherfucker, it's like this. Like, for reference, it's just like, for you guys at home who can't see it, there's a sufficient amount of desk space I'm taking up from Max's vision right now.
That's like
it is
almost 2 feet. I don't believe you.
It is close to 2 feet, 100%. Looking at it, it looks like a fucking monolith.
That's fine.
So
where it's gonna go, it's probably gonna lean next. I'm just gonna lean it against the fight stick down there.
Right. I mean, it's fucking unbelievable. But like, one thing I will say, every game was 60 frames. Every game that he played on,
it'll be
frames.
It'll be a fun first year.
Yeah, finally.
And then after that, back to 38K.
God of War at 60 frames was really fucking cool. That was really fucking neat. I like that he was playing that, and that was definitely the standout for me, was that game finally running at a fucking frame rate.
I'm just very excited for, in my brain, think of a combo for a random fighting game and not have to wait the 45 seconds to load into the game, and then you get to the title screen, and you pick the character, and you got to load in the match, and then you get in the match. You're like,
no,
oh,
Tekken 7 will still load the same way. There's no way it won't.
I'm not playing Tekken 7.
I know, but like...
Yeah, no, that has to. That's part of the charm. When he says get ready for the next battle, it can't immediately cut. You have to get ready for it. You're supposed to go take a bathroom break, grab a drink. But yeah, fast loading times. That sounds great. And as far as like space consumption, what the PS4 Pro has like a terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough for me for the games I play. That's more than enough for me.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we're going to start coming to a realization that a lot of people are going to start needing external solutions that work.
Other people will, yes, for sure.
Like me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, PS5 games do not have an external solution. You have to load them on the SSD. PS4 games are fine, but they will not get the loading, of course.
But also, like, I mean, obviously that sucks for people with slower internet. But the fact that the hard drive is obviously faster, it means that your download speeds are going to be higher. I don't mind uninstalling a game and waiting.
I haven't seen download
hour.
speeds. It might still just be the old-fashioned PSN is a piece of shit, though.
It might be, but it has to at least get a slight improvement. I have to imagine.
I'll ask my boy, but I've, as far as I've known, there's not a whole lot on that. Other than that, yeah, trying to buy a PS5 lately for anybody has been a gamble and a half.
Yeah.
It is essentially the new Genshin Impact 0.6% that anyone is, except you have no chance whatsoever at all. Unless you're...
So the Genshin Impact experience, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So... and there's just more and more shenanigans coming out about everything. And of course, Sony and Microsoft are going to come out and say, like, we're not very happy about anything that's going on right now. And it's like, well, that's crazy because you were the ones who did this. So
my biggest problem, and it's infuriating me, you need to stop putting ads out. Stop being like, oh, you need to buy a PS5 today. I'm like, bitch, I'm fucking trying to buy a PS5 today. There was a period of time after it was right after the PS5 launched, where they're like, oh, help pick out the new icon for the hashtag. And they'd add like a new icon for the hashtag every single day. And all I wanted was a fucking shopping cart icon so that I could buy this fucking console. Again, weird times, you know. Manufacturing, I can't imagine, is easy, and you know you gotta meet Holiday, and there's all this dumb business shit. There were so many ways to do this, and fuck it, you buy it, you own it now, and now it's probably not gonna get to you because guess what? FedEx guy's kid also needs a PS5, so he's definitely going to take that from you. And they're still doing it despite all these news stories coming out, which means that everyone's getting away with it.
I feel like you could track that. I think that's part of the whole. That's the idea of mail, right? Is you could track something like that.
Or it was an elaborate ruse to give you a false sense of security in a system that is ultimately fake so that they could steal PS5s from you.
I mean, it is. I mean, look, it sucks. It really does, and I want desperately for everyone who can own a PS5 to get away with doing so. But right now, you really don't need one. I'm just saying, like you can wait. And for you, I mean, you're about to download the virtual DLC coming out whenever the fuck it does. So it's like,
well, until that drops, I desperately need it, or I'll die. Until the virtual DLC comes out.
Yeah, but I gotta say, it's like from him watching him play it, I think that this. So for him, Michael had a really good point. He goes, if you just skipped out on this generation, it's the perfect time to get a PS5.
Yeah.
Because it's like you didn't have a PS4, you didn't play all these great games. Now they're going to look and run the best that they can.
Yeah.
And they're all going to run. I mean, it's just intrinsically a better experience the whole way throughout. Just play it. It's just there as an old PS4. And then if you have a Series X, you don't have any games. You just have Game Pass games. That's it.
You just have Banjo-Kazooie.
That's fucking it.
There's
nothing. So right now, I get it. Everyone wants the new thing because it's the new thing. Don't worry about it. You're not missing out on anything. I think arguably the thing you're missing out on is Demon Souls, but that's not going anywhere.
For me, it was I saw how fast Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition loaded, and then recently I tried to go back and play Devil May Cry 5, and it makes me not want to play it. It makes me not want to play video games that load that slow. Because it's like...
Well, yeah, it's like this thing we talked about when we watched the video, the loading differences with Destiny 2, which, by the way, yeah, I tested it on the PS4 the other day. It's that bad.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's like an absolute difference in quality and what is possible. And I do think that for a lot of people, once they get the good loading, the fast loading, it's going to be an entirely different experience.
Yeah. For me, it's just I'm obviously going to get one eventually, and I was in a position where I could have gotten it. I was in a financial spot where it's like, you know what? I can shell the money out. I can get this and be fine and be happy. And then Sony was like, no, you're going to pick out the new hashtag icon instead. That's what your job is.
Thank God.
Which one did you vote for? Did you vote for PS5 controller, DualSense featuring haptic feedback and adaptive triggers? Or did you pick PS5 controller, DualSense with haptic feedback and adaptive triggers but in front of a black hole?
Black hole. It's cooler.
That icon sucked and you're a moron.
Well, you can be wrong.
I don't know if any of these were real. I don't even know if that tweet was real.
I don't know if it was
Honestly,
real
I
either.
think I was just so angry that I was just starting to see PS5 ads everywhere.
But you know what's finally real?
Wait, hold on before your amazing segue. We were talking earlier about saying things into the ether so that the CIA will put it into your Google.
Yeah.
I think that Google just saw how much I was looking up PlayStation 5 Best Buy, and so they changed every ad I ever saw to be a PlayStation 5 ad. God, so fucking thank you for that. I wish you had just shown me the Joe Rogan podcast.
Whoa, Jogan.
Whoa, Jogan.
But speaking of things that are finally real, can you stop bitching now? Are you capable even?
That is a very unfair statement to make for someone who had every right to bitch.
No, you didn't. I 100% do not believe I will always renege on this.
I literally did.
No.
I would 100% did.
No, they were, of course, going to bring it.
No.
Yes.
I had no faith.
Because you have no faith in anything. That's your shtick.
How am I supposed to have faith in the company that brings over their games without dubs? That releases HD ports
because
of their
you're
things that are
playing. You literally
untested?
spoke about a game that had their fucking publishing on it.
What do you?
Right? Am I right or wrong?
That's not the franchise. It's a different.
But I forgot. Were they the publishers or no?
Maybe.
Give me the box.
Their names on there. I don't know if they published it everywhere. Did they not self-publish in Japan?
Who cares about everywhere? We're talking about here.
Yeah, but like, I don't chalk up having a dub to Atlas.
No, the idea that it's even here. If that's here,
I would have still been pissed if that game released with no dub. I would have been just as pissed as if it had not released at all.
the dub makes sense. I'm not talking about the dub. You were talking about the existence of the game entirely.
No, the reason I didn't have faith in that was because it also had other companies involved.
So Strikers is coming to the US via Persona 5 Strikers.
Yeah.
This is what this is all about.
Yes.
I would 100%. My argument has always been Max is crazy. It's literally their most popular fucking game series of all time. It's going to make bank.
And
no
my
matter what.
stance is don't talk to me about it until it's in my console because I don't even want to be excited just in case I'm disappointed.
That's different. You're literally lying to yourself at that point.
Yeah. I'm pushing it out of my brain until I can enjoy it
Okay, so I'm
because
right.
I waited for Persona 5
All right, I'm
for
right then.
4 years of delays.
No, that's fine. No, I just wanted to know if I was right. I was.
You can be right on your side of the desk, and I'll be right on my side of the desk.
You can't be right if you don't believe
want
it.
to know about a game. I just don't talk to me until it's in my console. I don't want to be excited for it. I just want to play the game when it's out and in my console.
So what's the difference? When did this game drop?
When did this game drop? Like
yeah.
a year and a half ago.
No.
Strikers?
We're both looking it up.
Fuck, it's been a long year, Jesus.
Yeah, that's really it. Really
Holy
has.
shit, it's been a long year. So yeah, like 5 years ago, February of this year.
You fucking idiot. It's a whole year. It's a little longer than what's the 6 months of P5, but like you're right, it was a different company. You are such a baby. It was going to come out.
Well, I just didn't want to think about it until it did.
That's a different argument though. Because the original argument was no, it's not. You've just physically told me it was not coming.
Well, because as time went on, it became unsure.
It was just a year.
It got removed from financial reports. Atlas is fucking on some head ass shit. I don't know what they're gonna do.
I think it's just ridiculous to think in the day and age where they've released P5, P5R, fucking Persona 4 on the PC with more releases coming soon that you can turn to SMT3 HD even though it sucks. Like the idea, like come on, like there are all of these things happening, and Strikers is the one you go no on.
So they ported a Vita game. All Vita games get ported. It didn't get ported. That's not a victory for Persona. That's a victory for Vita games. The whole library is on PC now.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The mental gymnastics you were going through. Listen, it was coming. I knew it was coming. You just needed to wait. Like I did.
Great.
I did my waiting.
Great. Don't talk. Great.
Oh my god.
I didn't think it was coming.
So
Just don't
so
talk.
regardless, Persona 5 Strikers
don't
looks
talk to me about
incredible.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I haven't seen it. That game's not real. That game's not real till it's in my console. Don't tell me about it. Now we play a different game. Now it's I avoid Twitter for months. I drop off the face of the planet. If you describe a single HUD element, I'm moving out.
Press X to jump.
There's no jump button. You can't fuck with me. You're kidding. He's kidding. He's kidding. What a jokester. What a silly. What a trickster.
I've already told you one of the elements.
Yeah, I forgot it.
Oh. It's the thing we always say about ARPG combat systems.
Yeah, you use a controller. Yeah, I know. That much I know.
It's okay. It just 2020 is just the year where a lot of games are releasing really fantastic combat systems, and it looks like, from what I can tell, it goes beyond the Muso elements.
Yes.
So
that is as much as I know.
So the thing that I will the thing that I will say is that it's to the point where I'm almost okay with Persona 6 being an action game.
Okay.
So if they turn around and say that they take the knowledge from this game to make Persona 6 an action game, that would be incredible because it works.
Having played Royal, I would be immensely disappointed because they have made the best turn-based combat RPG of all time.
It just looks like they're killing it entirely. Like it doesn't matter which way they go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, come the fuck.
A fighting game would be alright.
Yeah, just fucking. Give me a second. You fucking. I gotta.
What do you want me to do?
Someone's at the door.
Fester?
Yeah, Fester. Give me 1 second.
All right. We're Jay chillin' now. Look, all I'm saying is that the game got announced and we saw it. And I'm like, okay. It's like a year out. And everyone got excited for it. And I got excited for it. And I waited. And I waited. And and as time went on, and as I thought about how many times Persona 5 got delayed, and I thought about Q2 not getting a dub, and then SMT3 sucked, and then the game was the localization was no longer in the financial reports, I just didn't want to get really excited for something that might not happen or might not release to the quality that I wanted. And then everyone yelled at me because I was being very negative, and then I got defensive, and then I got a lot more negative. What's that clause? What's the thing where if you're on the defensive, like you like quadruple down, even if you didn't feel that strongly about it to begin with? There's like a word for that, I think.
Batten down? I don't know.
No. Well, point being is that I'm the victim here, and I'm glad you agree.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. All right.
Speaking of words that rhyme with agree.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What are your knees? Tell me right now. Look me in the eye and tell me what those knees are.
They're So, a writer wrote a movie based on Monster Hunter, knowing that probably their only audience was going to be in China,
where the game is very successful,
where the game is successful, where video game movies are successful, and where I assume Resident Evil movies specifically are very successful.
Yeah.
And he wrote a joke that was insensitive to Chinese people as a flex, I guess. You ever be racist for a flex?
I feel like that's like the white mentality entirely. It's just being racist to flex.
And it's very confusing because it's not like I was expecting the worst when I clicked on it.
Like no one's making a slur joke here. Like there's it really just comes down to the reason why China's a little bit more upset about this is because of the old fashioned the rhyme that's been going around forever. Chinese, Japanese, look at these. That one that's about that's making fun of sex work apparently.
Yeah,
I didn't know that's what the whole point of it was. I just thought it was a stupid like nursery rhyme that we said as kids.
Yeah, it turns out we're racist.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, that wasn't
100%.
that wasn't a bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like it's like the like going back and like listening to that one song, the Christmas song, "Baby It's Cold Outside," and you're like, that guy needs to quit.
Oh boy,
you
need
boy.
to go home.
Yeah, there are a couple of. This will actually like transition into another fucking thing that I do want to talk about. And I brought it up in there.
Sure.
But like there are a couple of things that I agree with in terms of policing things that maybe we shouldn't do or say anymore.
Yeah.
And that's probably right up there with like I get it. Like I get why that's.
I
It
need
isn't like.
I need to follow through. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. They still shouldn't have wrote it.
Yeah.
And they definitely shouldn't have put it in their movie directed towards Chinese audiences.
And from the clip, from what Max was telling me, I mean, all I saw was the clip. I didn't watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
But Max watched the rest of it, where apparently it's just people staring at this man who just said it.
No. The way the clip is it's a man driving a Jeep and someone in the back on like a minigun, who I have to assume he makes the joke because he's Chinese, but he's like wearing sunglasses
You can't tell.
and he's everyone's all dirty because it's Monster Hunter.
It has the Michael Bay fucking color grading, so like
exactly.
no one knows.
You could barely recognize anything in this shot. It just looks like a Jeep.
People with pale skin turn olive. Like, it just doesn't matter.
So yeah, and it's a guy driving the Jeep, and the person sitting behind him, he just goes, "Hey." And the guy driving the Jeep turns around and like stares at him, and the guy in the back pauses and goes, Look at my knees." And the guy driving the Jeep turns back around and he takes an awkward pause and he goes, What kind of knees?" And then the guy in the back takes a pause and like looks around, like he checks over his shoulder. He's like, "Chinese." And then he just he doesn't smile. He opens his mouth, and there's silence for 4 seconds, and the clip ends. And I don't know.
See, all I saw was the joke. I just saw the
yeah.
I said, "Look at my knees," and then just like the slow pan, Chinese. That's all I saw.
Yeah, the clip has so many just awkward pauses between every line where you can see the actors are like, "My agent didn't say that I would have to say this."
Right.
And I just don't.
If they can confirm that the guy who said it is Chinese, that's fine, I guess.
No.
But, like, well,
this
it's
is
better.
such a poor level of foresight, and at its core, it's a terrible joke that makes no sense.
It doesn't.
You're driving in a Jeep. You're gonna go fight
Rathalos, Diablos.
a bit of a big chunkster, as the Monster Hunter guy put it in that.
He called him a big chunkster?
Yeah, in the Tokyo Game Show thing. He's like,
he's
a bit of a hefty chunk, is what he said. Verbatim, you can look it up. And he just makes a joke about his knees while this guy's trying to drive his military Jeep. So already, it's just a bad joke that makes no sense.
So it has the Monster Hunter writing staff theme on it already.
And it goes through the thing I talk about every time, where it's like, there wasn't a writer, there was a writer's room.
Right.
A writer's room of people wrote that line.
Yeah.
Okay, they were on a set with at least 100 people who were all watching this guy say this line. Then they did another take because he didn't want to say it the first time, I'm sure. They reviewed the footage. They sent it off. The color grader saw it. The person doing the audio saw it. The editor saw it. There was a screening. They showed the movie to a test audience. They brought it back for changes. That one didn't make the list, apparently. Then they re-edited it, showed it again, put it into theaters, and not a single person was like, wait a second. Hold on a minute. Why does he say this here? And an entire film crew says to be racist to flex in unison. And they're all Mila Djokovic. They're all her.
It just leads back from Extinction. That's what they ended up doing. They just made Monster Hunter instead.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah, more and more that I guess that like I was super pumped for this movie. I was super pumped for this movie only because of the fact that it's going to be terrible. Everyone knows it's going to be a bad movie, but bad movies can be a lot of fun, and like as far as the Resident Evil movies go, you can't say they're not entertaining. I mean, they absolutely 100% are. As a diehard Resident Evil fan,
the difference would be that from everything I've seen of this movie, it just kind of looks like a boring, big, loud action movie.
Which sucks. Because it's like, I mean, you have Monster Hunter. I mean, you have she has dual blades.
Imagine
in the fucking in the movie. If she doesn't do that sick fucking Levi spin through the fucking thing.
She may do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you take cave punk and go, no, modern military, no cave punk?
Because I think that so many people are just so bad at no, you know what it is? They don't give a shit because the Chinese market will just fucking make up for it.
I think audiences in general don't care. I want to go see a big loud movie. Here's the big loud movie.
Well, here's where I'm going to talk. What I'm going to say is, I am very curious to watch. And this is going to seem weird, but I'm very curious to watch Tenet.
Yes.
Because I've heard nothing but terrible things about it so far.
Yeah.
Which is insane, considering the fact that it's got one of the most prolific fucking directors on it. It's got a really good cast on it, and it has a very strong fucking premise.
I was going to say, I heard the action sequences are amazing, and the story is a confusing mess. So I'll probably really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll probably really enjoy it. Which is why I'm saying it's like, I do want to know how... Well, see, but this year is not the year to fucking do that. This is not the year that you can turn around and look reliably at metrics and go, unless you're at home.
Yeah.
If this thing released at home, and you could rent it, or do something like that.
Yeah.
But then, like, of course... Mr. Nolan has to be all mightier, like holier than thou, and fucking, or not. He goes, no.
If it doesn't show in a theater, you can't qualify for an Oscar.
But I'll show it in Fortnite.
Yeah. I thought you told me they showed Inception.
It was Inception. But I was like, the idea that, like, okay, so you won't let people have this movie at home, which they want to watch, but you want to force them to go to the movie theaters to watch your new movie.
You should have to die if you want to watch my movie. Period. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the tweet.
That's the tweet. that's the thing he sent.
Yeah.
I made Interstellar. Please give me something.
Interstellar is every time I think about Interstellar, my brain puts in scenes of The Martian. And that's because I had to watch The Martian while waiting to do jury duty. And I thought it was Interstellar. Like, I just never caught the title card, I guess. And I just like, oh, this movie's actually kind of funny. I heard it was really sad or emotional or whatever. He's just a man peeing on Mars. That's fun.
How do they do it? How do you break free from jury duty? Do you just say you're a massive racist?
Oh, you say, hey, look at my knees. And then the judge goes,
oh no.
What kind of knees?
Oh, no.
And then you're out of jury duty.
Christ almighty. You know what they could do? Speaking of things, I mean, there's a whole bunch.
Speaking of being... No.
No, the thing I wanted to transition to was this small thing I did want to talk about for a second, which was the idea of things being offensive. So Twitch just recently decided, I guess there was some pushback from somewhere, and this is where I go ahead and I try to tread as carefully as possible around around a situation that involves the same man that I spoke about. And I haven't said anything out loud or publicly yet to this man, and I'm not going to because I don't want to run into that same issue. Do you remember the accessibility issue from Sekiro a while back?
Yes.
Well, the same man is now championing the cause of changing, and Twitch has now changed the blind playthrough tag to the first playthrough. Because the idea of saying blind and then a lot of the things. So the tweet that I saw him post was when you say things like lame, blind to criticism, something like that. And then he said retarded with all of those things. So he's like, think about the ableist language that you're using. And I'm like,
there's levels.
Yeah.
There are tiers. It's like Pokemon evolutions.
Yeah.
You start lame is like a Squirtle.
Well, because this is where I'm like, I really think that this seems more like performative fucking like wokeness.
And also, like, colloquially, like, when was the last time anyone called someone with a disability lame unless they were wearing like a real shitty shirt? Like,
so the disability of being lame is meant to show like someone's physical disability.
you don't have to talk about it.
That's pretty sick.
We can
though.
silently acknowledge it.
That was pretty sick though. But you know, but like the more I think about it, it's like I really don't want to be, and I get that the argument is always going to be, well, you should listen to the people who do fall in that subcategory. And there's a lot of people who are turning around and like showing clips. Like, I'm a blind streamer who uses the blind playthrough thing as a joke. Like, that's a bit for me. Why did you remove that?
I was gonna say, I know for a fact that the guy in question is not blind.
No.
So,
but like the gentleman is disabled and has like he's trying desperately to leave his mark on the world, and he's done so. I mean, Able Gamers is in and of itself an incredible organization. It's done an amazing amount of work, and in terms of general accessibility to video games, I mean, they've done incredible stuff.
It's the best it's ever been in most games.
In terms
of options.
And I'm fine with being policed on like a couple of things being said. Like, I don't want to say retarded if I don't need to.
And also, like, honestly, going from blind playthrough to first playthrough, it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
I'm not losing sleep over it. It's just that I never saw any. Again, no one who has ever been blind has ever made like a big. Like, they don't seem to care.
The problem that I have with this is that it seems like someone says something and goes, "Oh, that makes sense," because that's where we're at. And then other people who like it actually affects, who like no one has said anything to them, they go, "Oh, well, that was never really a thing I envisioned." Because here's the thing: when you have a disability, most people that I've met that have disabilities approach it with humor. They approach it with like a sense of levity to sit there and like, because they don't want to have a disability, but they have one. And they're not trying to be like coddled
or catered
to. And that's what it feels like this is. This feels like a unnecessary catering or coddling and trying to like rewrite language. And it's like, well, when you say blind to criticism, what are you trying to say? Oh, okay, he doesn't accept criticism. Why are you making me put more words in the word count? Like, you know what I mean?
It's like, again, term meanings change, and words mean different things depending on the context they're used in.
Right.
When I put blind playthrough in my Twitch tags, which I never do because I'm a genius and I played everything, the implication is not that there has been an accident between streams, or that I'm going to be wearing a blindfold as an ableist flex. It's like the Monster Hunter thing,
right?
But for Twitch streamers,
right?
Although they do racist flexes too sometimes. So
Twitch streamers are the epitome of racist flex.
Yeah. It's just it's a silly thing where it's like, if someone who is blind came forward and said, "This, listen, guys, having to constantly be reminded, like, it's just, can we change it to first?" I'm like, yeah. Sure, all right.
I was about to say some just dummy shit. I'm going to roll back on that one.
Oh, you're going to say if a blind person came forward and said, like, hey guys, blind playthroughs, can we call it for... What if two
Well, I mean,
people?
how could they constantly be reminded when they're just going to open their fucking eyes and go, "Oh, shit"?
Because their computers have the text-to-speech, Phil, and it's read to them by Microsoft Sam.
No, I meant like just being blind in general.
Oh.
That's why I didn't say it, but now we did.
I know why this guy on Twitter hates you.
Yeah. Look, man, there's a level of fucking policing around language that I'm completely fine with. No, you shouldn't use the N-word.
No.
No, you shouldn't fucking be racist.
No.
No, you shouldn't do all these things. In terms of ableism, like, no, you shouldn't fucking turn around and like, I will take the L on that one forever. Yes, I was wrong about the Sekiro thing. Especially considering that adaptive difficulty has been done and done very well before.
Yes.
My argument was, it shouldn't, not that I do believe it should be there, or it can be there.
Yeah.
My argument is it doesn't have to be. If the game, if the developer or the director or whoever wants to do doesn't want to make the experience generally accessible in that way, and like in terms of difficulty, they don't have to. But I do think that if you want your game to hit with more people, you have to do something accessibility wise.
Yeah.
But seeing as how like accessibility has taken on a different, like a different idea for everybody, and it just seems like there's so many people out there trying to do performative wokeness. We're cooking something.
Oh, okay.
And like performative progressivism that I'm just like, after a certain amount of time, it's like you have to realize it's just too much. Like we're at a point where the people that are being affected shouldn't, like, why are we worrying about 2 words on a tag that's completely innocuous when the idea of like getting them to play the games in the first place is the most important fucking thing?
I think the one that got me was, it was like an Assassin's Creed Valhalla, like it was like an item description or a character description in the database about a character that was like a burn victim,
right?
Who was embarrassed because of her. I think the way they phrased it is like she was embarrassed because of like the deformity caused by it.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone in the comments, they tweeted it out and they tagged all the Ubisoft things, and they're like, "Hey, listen, I was playing this, and my wife or girlfriend was a burn victim, and she constantly is self-conscious about this, and like it could have been worded better. The way it was worded was very specific.
Here's what I ask: how? Because every single tweet in that thread was like, you can say it better. Tell me how. And if your answer is you should know,
that's
fuck
not
off.
Even, that's not
like
even,
I'm sorry, like, because I know what you're trying to say.
Well, that's not even the point. Point being is that Ubisoft said, "Oh, we're so sorry. We're gonna roll a patch out. Yada yada yada. Ubisoft stuff." And then that person went on to tweet, "Wow, I can't believe I did. I managed to change Assassin's Creed with a single tweet. I wonder what else I could do."
Oh,
and
my
it's like,
fucking God.
It's
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying,
It's like, bro, just shut up. You got your W. Again.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. This is why there are certain things that I think that make sense. And why I think that there is, and if I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on real quick, I think that there is absolutely a conspiracy on the right with people trying desperately to make things an issue that aren't. So that the real issues, the real problems that people talk about, that in terms of real progressivism, look dumber by comparison because of that. Because it's been a thing that's happened before, where like during the Gamergate initiative, people have desperately tried to make people look really shitty on the left side by like pushing out these agendas that are completely asinine, and no one's bringing them up. It's because no one is. Because the people who are that guy, are that asshole who's sitting there going like, "Oh, look what I did with one tweet, ha ha ha," or the guys who are like, "We started the Chris Evans canceled hashtag, or Chris Evans is over party just to see if we could." And it's like, because of that mentality, that's why I always say to people, there is a level of like, the fucking like leeway I will give you in terms of like, okay, this is something that you're completely right on. But I am not going to have the argument of like, well, you should listen to the people who it affects. It's like, no, because most of the time when I talk to people it affects, it doesn't. And then the immediate fucking counter argument to that is, well, it affects me, so fuck off. It's like, okay, well, that's a you fucking problem then. That's a you problem. And if that's the problem that you're going to try to continue and convey against everybody else and be the vocal minority on and continue to change completely innocuous and inane shit, it's like, look, there are several adages, several things in the English language, because blind doesn't mean just lack of sight. It means lack of awareness, lack of perception.
Yeah.
Going into something blind, having a blind date, double blind study. The
word
means another thing.
It is a scale, and things should be dealt with according to where it falls on that scale.
Right.
If it appeared in a Quentin Tarantino movie, you shouldn't say it on Twitch.
The blind playthrough tag is not going to be fucking oppressing anybody. It never was. It never will be. And the idea that there was more people commenting underneath it with quotes with these things saying people who were blind streaming and making jokes about it and going, yeah, this is kind of silly. We understand why you did it, but no one really gives a shit. And it's just one of those things where like I don't want to be an asshole, especially to that gentleman. But there's a couple of things I'm not willing to give up, and that's the English language at this point.
I am of the mindset where it's like if you suffer from something and it genuinely affected you, then I will take your side until multiple other people who suffered from the same thing also go, yeah, but it's really not that big of a deal. So like the blind playthrough thing is, again, first playthrough, fine, I don't care. If like a whole bunch of people came out and they said, listen, enough is enough, this sucks, we should change it, I'm like, first playthrough doesn't change it enough for me to be like, I don't have a spiritual attachment to blind playthroughs.
I do not. That's the thing, is that this is one of those things where I don't have a horse in the race, but the idea that they thought anyone did when here's the biggest problem I have. The DMCA shit. Going back to that shit.
Yeah.
Here's this one problem. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is the same bullshit. This is why I think it's a fucking conspiracy. Because it's like, at this point, here's this one real, actual fucking issue that we're all dealing with together.
Yeah.
The DMCA issue. This issue is a corporate fucking led problem that is all about copyright law being manipulated to fuck with smaller streamers. But hey, look what we did over here.
Twitch.
Hey, look what we did over here. Oh, you want this? It doesn't matter. We're helping people. We're a woke company, and this is why I fucking despise it, because it placates like a bunch of people. It plays into this fucking bullshit of like, the idea that the left really is so petty as to believe and want these things to happen. When in actuality, anyone who's like a progressive, like a true progressive, isn't thinking about these fucking things. They're thinking about options and accessibility things and all sorts of things to help people who have disabilities to participate in in life the same way that we can, while not trying to fucking look at them like they're not capable of doing anything. And then some people who don't have bodies that just work at all still fucking kill it. Like there's the one gentleman who's like super famous.
You know how many matches I've seen of blind fighting game players kicking the shit out of pro players? Just destroying them.
Right.
Because they have their good headphones. They're like, yeah, I can hear where the opponent is based on when my bomb hits them. And it's like, all right.
I'm sorry, that just sounds so fucking cool. Look,
yeah, Cyrax mains are crazy.
No, being blind sucks. I'm not gonna sit there, but when you sit there and tell me some superpower shit like that, I go, fuck, that's so cool.
Oh my god, if you watch blind fighting game players, every time they like talk, they say some shit. It's like, yeah, so what I do is I like throw out a fireball, and if I hear it hit, then I assume that they're on the ground when it hits. Determines the distance. If I don't hear it hit, that means they're in the air. I DP and I hit them.
That's fucking insane. That's incredible.
I was gonna say, you don't.
That's fucking rad.
And you need to change a Twitch tag for that guy. That guy's he's sick. He's cooler than me.
No, that is the blind playthrough. Fuck off. Like that's the dude. Oh my god, incredible. And it's like you sit there and you see shit like that, and you're just like, man, I just really, I want so desperately to be there. But when you make it so fucking difficult by focusing on things that don't matter, it just makes me go, well, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're just trying so desperately to like move the goalpost to something that makes no sense.
Yeah. And hey, distracting from all this DMCA stuff is probably, if it is a conspiracy, then that's a good move on Twitch's part, because boy, do they have a lot to distract from. So for this is again a little streamer information for Hipsters on Purpose. We no longer save VODs. You cannot clip things anymore because we have decided to not compromise on our content.
Yep.
Why
are you looking at me like that?
Nah, I'm looking at you and me. A version of me is sitting next to you, and I'm laughing at both. Content. So any VODs or anything that we deem are worth keeping will be recorded as we stream and uploaded later on. Probably not this podcast. This one sucks. But everything else will be backed up. Reason being, is that we like music and sounds in our streams. And let me tell you, because obviously the DMCA stuff is hitting everybody. VODs, clips, highlights, everything. Have you tried any of the Twitch-approved solutions? Because I have.
No.
So I have used Twitch Music, and I put on the jazz playlist because I'm like, all right, if I'm using this is what's going to play during the waiting screens. And I left it on for a little bit, and there were 9 songs, and 2 of those never played. I couldn't get them to play, no matter how hard I clicked. You can't search for songs, and you figure if one album is okay for use, like a whole album would be, it'd be like a package deal.
Right.
So you click on the album for a song, but it's always just that one song.
Mm-hmm.
There are maybe like 60 to 80 songs total across every genre. Not each, across all genres.
Jesus Christ.
So that shit's out. So what's your other option? You have Twitch partnered with Cat Music, Monster
Cat.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Twitch partners with Monster Cat. Hey, you got this library of music, and if you subscribe, we'll just give you affiliate. Which everyone got really upset about that. I don't care if affiliate means nothing. You get affiliate for
I think that's
streaming.
what people are upset
Because
affiliate means nothing.
Well, you shouldn't get more than that you shouldn't be able to pay a subscription
No,
to get
you
more
shouldn't.
than that.
You shouldn't be able to pay your way into partnership, and I get the reason why affiliate means nothing. But the idea is that essentially you
shouldn't get either.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
You should still have to earn affiliate because affiliate exists to prove that you're not like a bot or a viewer. You stream a couple times a week to I think it's 2 people, and you get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. That distraction didn't really work because they fumbled it. They didn't stick the landing.
OBS sends it. So I looked at the OBS thing, by the way,
Yeah.
and the problem still isn't solved technically because the idea is that you have to basically put your music on a mixer channel.
Yeah.
Which you can do, which a bunch of other programs, but it still says if you want to capture desktop audio, and I'm like, well, I'm listening through my desktop.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't have like a phone plugged in.
Yeah, I don't have a separate device. It's just
And
bad. So I was like looking at it, I was like, oh, maybe we can use that. And I was looking, and I was like, no, we're gonna just disable VODs.
And because at that point the VOD you're getting is so what? We're listening to something or we're watching a YouTube video and you have no audio and you're just watching the VOD as it's like a screen in silence.
Yeah,
It's just the beach. It's you looking at the beach going,
if
oh,
I'm
this song-
not talking, it'll be nothing.
Yeah, it'll just be a screensaver.
It'll be a screensaver.
And it doesn't solve the problem. That is, we're barreling towards live, real time strikes and takedowns. Just get shot right out of your streamer chair.
Which is ridiculous considering the fact that more and more games are using, did you see that? I mean, it's funny, but did you see the ridiculous thing that Maximilian had to do? Where he turned it off and he just ad-libbed a little song and did a little jig.
Yeah.
During the Spider-Man thing. How, and then you watch the Spider-Man thing, and there are people who are like, I'm watching playthroughs of the final. I watched the whole fucking game at this point because I'm not sure when I'm gonna play it. And there's an amazing licensed song at the end that plays, and it's super fucking cool and super neat, and it's everyone who gets that part to go, we're gonna keep it in, fuck it, because this is too good. This is too good of a fucking scene to not keep in, and you're just the idea that there are several licensed instances in which many, I mean, Cyberpunk had to go ahead and come out and make a whole new streamer mode, which I am not turning on. They can fuck off with that.
So
because Run the Jewels is in there, and motherfucker, that song hits. So if that song plays at any point during a battle, I'm in. Fuck off.
The point I reach is that video games have a lot of licensed music nowadays, and even when they don't, a lot of original video game tracks also get hit. And then also game sound effects can get hit. So
don't fucking do it.
So you can't play video games on Twitch?
Yep.
And that is how I loop it back to VTubers. Get fucked. We're still talking about it. The other thing this proved to me, YouTube streaming is totally viable.
Yeah? Did you try it the other day?
Totally viable. just the viewing experience. No, I'm probably gonna try it sometime tomorrow.
Are we gonna make the switch?
You don't have to watch it. No, I mean we'll see. But point being is that because I was always like, no one fucking watches YouTube streams. No one. You stream video games on Twitch because I have the brain of an 80-year-old, and like. People watch YouTube streams, and not just of funny cartoons, because a lot of channels I subscribe to have just started streaming on YouTube. They're pulling in way more viewers than they would have been on Twitch. So it's viable. I'm not saying anything, and I can say this because we're not partners, thanks Twitch. So what purpose does Twitch serve anymore?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
YouTube has actually come back around and is starting to show itself to be the viable platform that many people can turn around and start probably putting their streams to. And to be honest, if you do it and it works, I'm gonna do it on the Hipsters on Purpose channel. And if we get more viewers, we're out of here. Fuck this. Like it just because the thing is that the sub shit is too inconsistent. And I've told people this consistently. Like, we appreciate the support. We love you guys subbing. The way that Twitch does its fucking shit is asinine.
Yeah,
it's just really stupid. And if we can turn around and convince everybody here to like show up, and there's probably more people who will show up to the YouTube stream than because people are using YouTube all day anyway.
That's the other conclusion I came to is like, wait, I already spent so much time on YouTube. Why would I?
And it pops right up to the top of your sub box.
Yeah.
So like,
and you schedule it. You're like, okay, there's going to be a stream at this time. I can set a reminder right here.
Twitch is fucking up. Like now you're convincing me.
Can I talk about the worst part about Twitch though?
What's that?
Recently,
what's that?
And this, I think I'm the only person who cares about this. Is that I don't know if they've implemented it yet, but they're changing it so that when you go to browse, it's like games, music, haha, what? And then just talking. It's
games,
not art.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Let me see if it's on the Twitch app. You can pull it up here.
Yeah,
and
it's under the browsing, right?
Yeah, it's under the browsing.
But it's games, music, IRL.
Let's see here.
No, not here. I don't think it's out
live
yet.
channels. No, it's out.
Really?
I have it on mine.
Live channels.
That's weird that you don't have it.
That's strange.
I know what you're talking about.
But point being, okay. But here, this is where the petty shit comes in. Is that it's games, music, which is pointless because you can't do that. IRL, which is that one Russian guy that has 300 trillion viewers screaming at YouTube videos that you always see at the top. And then the last one is esports. Why not put art there? Because last time I checked, the whole point of esports is that they're video games.
Not going to happen. But here's the thing: is that it's becoming increasingly evident that Amazon has no idea what the fuck they want to do with Twitch, and that Twitch as itself does kind of stand to reason as being a potential fucking place for. I guess a bunch of lawsuits because they're also not handling their copyright very well, which is why they made such an aggressive bot in the first place. And unlike YouTube, where the bot was learning, after a little while, the adpocalypse slowed down. Now everyone kind of understands what's good, what's not good.
Yeah,
and we've found different like avenues to support people past that. So like people who, you either adapt or die in this industry, and it's definitely good that a lot of people have found, so one of the channels I follow on YouTube is called Dead Meat, and they're popular for what could potentially be a giant copyright fucking problem, which is they do synopsises, they do kill counts of horror movies. But in order to do a kill count of a horror movie, kind of have to do the whole fucking thing. So, with a 15 to 20 minute span, they're talking about the whole movie and kind of cluing into the kills and being like, hey, like, here's your horror and a horror gore hound or anything like that. Here's your stuff, and then he'll every now and again he'll be like, because I know this is gonna get demonetized. We brought a sponsor, and he has the ability to do that. And it's like when you're getting to that point where you're worrying about being demonetized, that's a thing that you people have to start doing when your videos start hitting and shit like that. And it seems like because of the adpocalypse, weirdly enough, channel growth has been on the rise for YouTube because many people dipped. Like, they fucked off to separate platforms.
Yeah.
And those platforms are fucking up. Like Twitch and Facebook.
God. We didn't even talk about the fact that, like, yeah, everyone flocks to Twitch. There's all these channels. You're like, all right, I'll look at this guy streaming. You click on it, and you got to watch the same 5 gum ads.
Oh, my God.
Chat, you'll never believe what happened.
Oh, my God, Coke Gaming! We got partner! Coke! 3 times. And then you're like, fuck, I don't care. You have like 10 viewers. It's whatever. I don't care. I don't care what you're doing anymore. I don't want to watch it. And you click on someone you usually watch, and you're like, your sub doesn't matter. Fucking, oh my God.
Nothing will beat the bounty ad, though. The bounty ad I
The
saw
bounty
was
ad
egregious.
is fucking ridiculous.
It's my favorite in terms of it being like so far off the mark and missing entirely while still somehow getting it. Because they say knocked. Like, they say knocked in that fucking thing, and I was like, somebody told them that. Because in like Battle Royale games, you don't say when you're down, you go, no, they knocked me. Like, they knocked me down as opposed to just like down.
Oh, I understand.
Like, I'm knocked. Like, come get me. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, they said that, and I was like, okay, so
You
so
did
somebody's
half the research.
13-year-old son playing the Fortnite gave him the in. Got it.
And then
And I
also-
don't know if those 3 are real streamers. If they are, God bless you. Do what you got to do. I would love for us to be in a fucking Sea of Thieves playthrough.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
We can't. We're not Twitch pre-roll material. Are you crazy? We just spent the last 20 minutes shitting on this website
Hell yeah.
that no one heard because there was a mid-roll ad, so we've been in the top corner of their screen.
Oh my God.
That being said, I do have an entire roll of bounty right there. So just in case there are any mishaps, just in case you knocked your water over, the quicker picker-upper will pick it up quicker than the other non-leading brands.
This is
Because
bullshit,
Brawny's in the
right?
lead. Huh?
Which is bullshit, right?
No.
'Cause we buy bounty.
Yeah.
It doesn't really pick anything out
No,
that
it
quickly.
does. If you
Does
compare
it?
a sheet of that to what I had to buy, because we're in crisis times again.
Yeah.
Good job,
Oh, you're
everybody.
right.
Yeah.
No,
There's a
no. I know Lily Pichu was in the Avengers ad.
Okay, Hungry Box's mom coming out and feeding him beans or whatever, that one's fine. That can stay. As long as I don't have to watch it more than once. And if there was more than one ad, I wouldn't get so annoyed by it, you know? I'd be pissed, but I'd, like, move it over and, like, ignore it for 30 seconds. It's the same. There's only one ad at a time. You're either only watching the bounty ad.
Who's fucking sitting there and who's like, yeah, Lily Pichu uses bounty quicker picker up, or I gotta use it. I don't know who those commercials are there for, especially considering, like, because those seem like they're made for, like, young adults. Like, young adults.
Is that a
not...
targeted simp attack?
No, because Lily Pichu's not someone you simp over. Okay. You've heard Lily Pichu. She's the one that's got the really, really tiny voice. She's very... Okay. Well, if I play her for you, you've heard her. 100%.
Mayhaps.
Yeah.
Mayhaps.
She's been a streamer for years now, but she's known that. Do you know that guy Michael who does all those experiments? Like, that's crazy. He did the
not Vine Sauce, Vsauce?
No, not Vsauce Michael. The guy who's like, I let Twitter buy my room from Amazon. I made a Twitter bot. I don't know if you've seen those videos.
If I see a thumbnail like that, I usually block it.
That's actually that guy's actually incredible.
Okay.
That guy is our sense of humor, but he's smart.
Okay. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Reeves. Thank you.
I hate those people because they're successful and they know how to game the system.
He's a programmer, so like.
Oh, okay.
He's like not just.
Yeah,
like,
I hate those people because they're successful and smart.
Yeah, that's true. Me too. Regardless, it's just it's starting to get to a point where it's like Twitch just keeps doing a whole bunch of head ass shit that nobody really fucking understands, and you would think with the Mixer thing dying and all the refugees running to Twitch trying to get something out of it, they would fucking try their hardest to still stay one of the strongest platforms.
No, it's the opposite, because their competition died, so now they don't have to try at all.
Yeah, but now YouTube Gaming is actually killing it.
Yeah.
Like, really hard.
Until Twitch fucks up, and then it's just YouTube Gaming, and then they don't have to try at all. When I say that YouTube is viable, I don't mean that it is a perfect solution that solves all problems. It's almost the same problems. The difference is you would probably only have to deal with not getting monetized as opposed to an entire VOD getting muted or taken down.
Which is better.
At worst.
Because because here's the thing. One can be put up for review. You don't lose your channel off of the demonetization thing. You just can't make money off of it.
You gotta stream some crazy shit to get a strike.
Right.
You gotta do some wild shit.
Well, no, strikes are still considered like piece of shit things to do.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I will give YouTube is that, like,
unless you're triple Q, then you just get them for free.
Well, I mean, triple Q won't stop fucking using Gangnam Style. So, like, there you go. Hey, should have been left in the past. Oh.
Oop.
Oh.
Oop.
Oh.
Oh. I used that song again. Yeah, but this time Luigi's there.
There was a Snow Halation one that he released pretty recently, or I guess not recently. Adrian posted it up, and I heard the other day.
Any Snow Halation matchup is carried by Snow Halation.
Or Angry Joe. What? Yeah, what the fuck happened to Angry Joe?
Yeah,
because he got fucked like
angry?
super. No, he was streaming on YouTube Gaming and got banned because the people thought it was the wrong Joe. They thought an imposter account was the real Angry Joe, so they banned him. Apparently,
they banned the one with more subscribers.
Yeah,
that seems like an easy thing to check for. Again, the system's not perfect.
No,
I'm just saying,
people are still fucking stupid. At the end of the day, it's just that like what it sounds like is Twitch is dumber. Well, okay, YouTube will renege on their shit. Twitch goes, and just backs away. Like, they just, like... Because the CEO for YouTube is so intrinsically involved in, like, every single aspect of it right now, as opposed to, like, Bezos.
Yeah.
You know, who's just there to buy things.
Who owns a company that owns a company.
Yeah, and Amazon keeps handing things down to fucking... I just think that Amazon as a company fucking sucks. Like, they just suck in general, and they like working for them is the worst possible fucking thing you can do at this point.
My big well, it was partially your conspiracy, is because you mentioned that Twitch operates at a loss.
Yeah.
And I theorized it's because of the server space required. And so I subscribed to the conspiracy theory that they're doing nothing about DMC takedowns to free up space on their servers because everyone's saving their shitty VODs of them playing Minecraft to one viewer.
Yeah.
Listening to
that's
Gangnam
not too
Style with
far off.
Luigi.
That doesn't seem too far off the mark for me, buddy.
Well, you don't play Minecraft.
No, but I'm saying, like, I agree.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
We can ask our friend. We have a mutual friend we can ask who has some
ideas.
This. Yeah.
But yeah. If I'm being honest, I have nothing to add about the two stories on screen right now.
Well, I was gonna say, speaking of people trying to hide something,
I was trying to hide the stories, I guess, until I called them out.
So BioWare is going to be showing their new Dragon Age at the VGAs, which are happening. But also Casey Hudson fucking left again.
Can't keep the guy, huh? So my argument is that, does it even matter?
Does it? Nobody knows. We don't have anything to show for it.
Does it? No, I mean, like, they're two in the hole. How much credence do you give?
What do you mean?
Like, you have Andromeda. I mean, BioWare's track record. Like, you hear, like, new Dragon Age game. Do you even... What's the line? Because I didn't...
Casey Hudson was the person that many people point to as being, like, one of the quintessential staff members necessary for making Mass Effect as good as it was.
Okay.
I mean, I believe he was the creative director on a lot of BioWare projects, and he in terms of a managerial role, was able to keep the kind of ship moving in certain ways. I forget what Mark Dara does, but both these people are very high profile,
they're very
high
important
level executive management positions that once again are gone.
I was gonna say, so they're very important to the development of the games that were good.
Yes.
Did they work on Andromeda?
No.
Did they work on Anthem?
No.
Are they working on this game?
They were.
Are they working on it now?
No.
So I approach this as like,
so it seemed, because the idea was that apparently Casey Hudson was brought on, and maybe Mark Darrah was there to work on potentially the new Mass Effect, which got announced, kind of, maybe, sort of, and then Dragon Age 4. But then I just think BioWare is in fucking shambles, and they're trying desperately to figure out what to do with it. Because you've got one incredible failure of a game in terms of like the single player. There we go. Sorry, in terms of the single player game, and then of course in terms of multiplayer, you've got Anthem, which that ball's never been dropped harder in its entire life, and refuses to get picked up. They're talking about how they're working on it. There's even a bunch of stat sheets as to how they're going to be fixing it. Whether or not they work at all is up in the air. But the fact of the matter is that all we have is conjecture on whether or not any of these things exist. Because you know what the first thing I said when I saw, new Dragon Age, is there going to be another fucking concept art trailer?
Yeah.
Because
most assuredly it's going to be no. Because BioWare, you get the fun studio trailer where you get to see how much fun everyone's having working on the game.
Yeah, guys, pay no attention to the man behind the fucking mirror or whatever.
Here at BioWare, we don't make games, we make dreams.
Remember when Bethesda fucking, after the Fallout 76 shit, popped off with that fucking
I love Fallout. Fallout is the most important thing to me ever.
We're going to get that same video for the next CD Projekt Red Night City Wire episode, 100%.
What? Cyberpunk 2077, a game that came out yesterday, changed my life permanently.
Yeah.
I close my eyes and I see Keanu Reeves, and I open my eyes and I see Keanu Reeves, because I've just been playing so much Cyberpunk.
He's so hunky.
Yeah, I've never dabbled in the BioWare RPGs, but I have a lot of friends who have, and gosh golly, do I feel for you. It must suck.
You know what, man? Going back, they're kind of middling. They've always been middling.
Oh, I don't know about the quality of the games. I never thought they looked that interesting. I just know people really like them.
Mass Effect 2 is, by and large, the best thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
That, just as a story, like, because it puts characters, like, you know what it is, where it's like, that's where I started. I did play some of Mass Effect 1. What?
Did you not hear that?
No.
Oh, okay, keep going then.
I did play Mass Effect 1. And it was okay.
Yeah.
And the characters were fine.
Mm.
But Mass Effect 2 is like the time skip arc.
Yeah.
Like in like anything, and all those characters are made intensely better.
Mm-hmm.
Like Garrus is the fucking man. And is like, everyone there is a really fantastic character. They're all well acted. There's just so much more going on in Mass Effect 2, and it's just a much more interesting story. Like, it just is a fantastic game, and it's weird that Mass Effect 3 was the game they followed it up with.
Yeah. Which was
even weirder that Andromeda was what came after.
So Mass Effect 3, for all intents and purposes, to my understanding, was a good game that absolutely falls apart 15 minutes before the credits.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, it was Dragon Age Inquisition? No.
Which was a very good CRPG, kind of.
Okay. That game was good, though.
The game was decent.
Because I heard nothing about it.
The game was fine, and then essentially Dragon Age 2 came out and did the thing that a lot of games were doing at the time, which was taking their turn-based action game
Oh,
and
no,
turning it
you were
into
talking
action.
about Origins.
Yes.
Yes.
What were you talking about?
Inquisition.
Oh, no, Inquisition was considered Game of the Year by so many people, but then Witcher 3 released a year later and completely floored it.
Okay. Because, again, I know nothing about Dragon Age.
So Inquisition was considered the best Dragon Age, and then the Dragon Age, the timeline goes like this. BioWare gets really, really fucking I think they did Baldur's Gate as well, but they get like really famous for doing KOTOR. KOTOR is still really good.
Yeah.
And then KOTOR 2 came out, really good.
Yeah.
And then Jade Empire came out, everyone forgot. Arguably an okay game.
Sure.
And then Mass Effect was their like next big thing, and then Mass Effect blew doors like off of everything.
Yeah.
Because at the time, like Fallout 3 hadn't come out, which then was subsequently seen as the next best WRPG of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Fallout 3 came out after Mass Effect 1. I need to be whatever. Both of them were considered very good.
Yes.
And Mass Effect 2 came out, completely fucking floored everybody, including me. And then everyone was talking about the culmination of this amazing anthology going on. At the same time, Dragon Age starts coming out. Dragon Age Origins hits. They hit the high fantasy types. It's hit with a bunch of people. There's tons of people who love it. Dragon Age 2 comes out to really bad fucking... Like, Dragon Age 2 was like when it started.
Yeah.
Because Dragon Age 2 was considered really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, super bad. The combat sucked. A lot of the characters sucked. It wasn't very as fun of a storyline for as many people. A lot of people still like 2. They really do. But, like, historically speaking, it just did not perform as well as Dragon Age 2 or Dragon Age 1 in terms of, like, critical...
So,
or I don't know, because we might look at the Metacritic and it might be higher, but that's the problem with like the way these things go, is that sometimes like the critical reception is like super high, and then like a year down the line, people go, "Hey, this game fucking sucks."
or the opposite, where this game came out, it's like, I know you all hated it, and you went back and you changed it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you hated this Zelda game.
So Inquisition fucking happens, and everyone's like, "Okay, BioWare's back, baby." But I think that was before Andromeda. Yeah, it was. So,
Okay. So, all right. So, and then that brings me back to Andromeda comes out.
mm-hmm. Well, then Mass Effect 3 hits. The
Gangbusters.
ending shit happens. Everyone loses their
Well, that's
fucking mind.
pre-Inquisition, yeah.
Yeah, it's pre-Inquisition.
And then, like, I guess how many whoops-a-daisies does a company get before you?
I think BioWare's effectively run out.
Like,
This is the last Ipsy-Daisy, I think, for me.
like if at what, like if the game comes out and it's bad, or if we see a concept trailer next week.
No, if there's a concept trailer next week, it's not gameplay, and they're fucked. They fucked.
Yeah.
That game's not coming out.
Because for me, the third strike is that guy who made all your games good, your good games good, left. He didn't want to be there.
I'm here too. What I'm saying is, it's just not. I don't think it can be saved.
No.
Like at all.
I have the same feelings now about a Grand Blue Fantasy relink, where it's like, oh, Platinum is no longer working on the game. Must be because they finished their job there. They finished developing the game.
There is a festival coming up sometime this month. It's going to have the release date.
Okay. Fair enough.
They have announced that there's going to be a release date either this month or next month. There's a Grand Blue like event that they do every year.
Again, in my brain, Platinum left. That news came out middle of last
Yeah,
year,
but you know
I don't
what?
even know when.
I
It
saw
could
the
have happened 6
gameplay.
months
I saw
ago.
the gameplay that came out after the Platinum thing, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This still looks pretty fucking baller."
Okay. All right.
I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of it.
Yeah.
It okay, because it was getting to the point where it's like, okay, Platinum left. Everyone says it's because they finished their job. Cool. All right, if they finished their job and they were making the video game part, I feel like we should have had a date by now.
Right.
And so as the time kept going on and on and on, I'm like, oh, maybe that was a bad sign. But if that festival's coming up, then good for them. Speaking of people leaving a company, I'm just kidding. They got promoted.
Neil Drucken's gonna start fucking.
Yeah, he's gonna put full frontal nudity in Jack and Daxter 4.
So Neil Druckmann is now co-president. Somehow.
It's because he sold a game. He made a game that sold a lot and made a lot of money and killed it critically.
Yeah.
It's because he did his job really, really good. I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I don't know. Well, because it's like everyone fucking turned around and it's like Last of Us 2 is the worst game of all time. And it's up for like several awards this year.
That's because first of all, definitely not the worst game of all
Now, also, Alana Pierce came out and said that the viewer input, by the way, is weighted only 10%. So
Awesome.
the judges who put it up there are
critics
who put it all up there. So of course it's gonna be fucking there.
But at the same time, honestly, everyone liked that game. we did not enjoy it. Having not played it.
haven't played it,
Content
so
creators
I can't say.
didn't like it very much. Joe Schmo on Twitter probably didn't like it. But if I had been going to work when that game came out, I would have had to hear about The Last of Us 2 every single day.
Yep.
Without a doubt, dude. Last of Us 2 is so sick. I got the bow and arrow, and I shot like an arrow right through this guy's head, and his brain went everywhere, and then his dog cried, so I stabbed the dog because it was being annoying, and then the kid came out, cried over the dog, kicked the kid down some stairs, then the mom came out, power bombed the mom down the stairs on top of the kid. It was sick. Doesn't matter what the message was.
You forgot when they shot the grandma in the face with the fucking Spaz 12.
Yeah, and Ellie said jackpot.
Remember that one part when Ellie sees a 12-year-old child playing in a meadow, and she screams breakdown, and just fucking helm splitters that child. And then Joel pulls out the Devil Bringer.
And he uses it to grab the golf club directly into his skull.
And he fucking he stabs the golf club into himself, and he becomes Nathan from Uncharted.
But not Nathan Fillion. He becomes
You got it.
What's his name?
Spider-Man.
With Tom Holland. He becomes Tom Holland, Nathan Drake. You know, he makes the sounds and he shoots the web. I don't know. Whatever.
Fuck off. I'm pulling him up.
Neil.
We haven't spoken about this yet, you and I.
So anyway, the Druckster's co-president. Look forward to your not Crash. Not Jack and
look
Daxter.
forward. No. Look forward to them. But now there's an abysmal amount of bullshit happening.
When I really think about it, I think I like 4 Naughty Dog games, and 3 of them are Crash. Because I don't care about Jack and Daxter. So like,
pull up these nominees. Let's go through them.
Oh God!
Let's go through
Don't you
them.
want to go E?
Yes.
Would you rather just end it on some ambiguity and do a pre-stream predictions?
Do you want to do pre-stream predictions? Let's do that.
You want to move it to before the stream?
Let's do that.
We've been going for quite a while.
I'll
If you
have
count our
cheese.
false start.
Fuck. All right. Well, that's fine. That makes sense. Regardless, hey, whatever. He's happening.
Monster Hunter Hard R. Oh, Nirvana got delayed. Big sad. I'm very upset about that.
Cyberpunk has a photo mode. Cool. Of course it does.
Yeah, you got JoJo poses.
Pojies.
You have a JoJo pose, but it's like not the one you'd think. It's like a weird. I think it's from like part 2. It's not like the Jotaro point.
No, they do have the other one.
Oh, they do have the point.
Well, they don't have. Okay, so they have the face one.
Yeah.
And then they also have the walking one.
Oh, like
Jotaro walking
like
towards Dio. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they have that one.
Fair enough. They have the Sailor Moon point.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's
the Sailor
great.
Moon point's really good.
That's
That's it, baby.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm gonna do the Sailor Moon point with my massive penis. So anyway, that's the podcast, guys. Thank you everyone for listening.
What are you doing on the channel this week?
I am not too sure. I want to finish 13 Sentinels within like the next few days so I can move on with my life. Other than that, I don't know.
Just beating my dick against the mic until Cyberpunk comes out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be doing the Sailor Moon pose.
You're just gonna a beach is gonna show up. It's gonna be real nice and pretty. You're gonna hear the sound, and then just
the power of the moon, I will defeat you. Is that what she says?
Oh my God.
So expect a stream, at least one, from somebody, where something will happen during it.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all I got. Are there any closing remarks? if you could add one racist joke to any Capcom adapted movie, what would it be? I think it'd be fun to have one in Ghost Trick.
Don't say it. Until the stream is off.
I don't know what you think I'm going to say because I'm not going to say anything. But I would love to know what Ghost Trick-induced racism would entail. And that's your homework. If you're listening, leave it in the comments down below. And thank you so much for listening.
Go home. We're leaving. It's time to eat.
The podcast is over now. Goodbye. You want to play out to a song?
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
Nah, I don't want to do that.